Ooh, Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. My God, that's for Lane Staley. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
How's he doing?
He's not going to be celebrating it too well today. He was born in 1967, so that's how we start. What's going on, man?
He's a big Kiss fan.
Who?
Lane Staley liked Kiss. Yeah, they were. He listed them. I think as one of his influences.
Didn't they do the Kiss makeup?
True? I think they did.
I think there was a a picture of Alice in Chains and like Kiss makeup. I believe seeing that once. Is that true?
Yeah.
I kind of know Alice in Chains. I didn't know that little fact.
Yes, I was very happy. I'm always happy when someone's a Kiss fan. I feel connected to them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It makes you all warm and fuzzy inside.
It does,
right?
yeah. It makes you feel like we have something in common. Hopefully we'll have something else in common soon.
Wow, what's up, Jimmy?
I don't know. I was going to do a little reading on the stories. A little checking everything out and see
what happened.
I don't know. We didn't.
Travis is gone. We're all pretty much gone in August. This has been pretty bad.
You're mailing it in.
Well, not
phoning it in.
I mean, not really. We do this every year, but for some reason it seems a little longer this year.
Yeah. Okay. And where's Travis?
As long as I can remember, I've taken 2 weeks off in August in a row for the longest time, and now Travis is gone for a week, so we're not really seeing anyone.
No.
Everyone's just going in different directions for the month of August.
I never thought I'd miss Travis.
That's what his wife said.
I never thought I would either.
I didn't know what to say to that. You stumped me. Travis is, of course, missed. And then I guess E-Rock was supposed to send out the email to everybody. We got an email with the stories the night before, so you could start prepping yourself for a radio show.
Oh, okay. And what happened with that? That didn't get sent out or something?
He was busy in Suplex City last night.
It wasn't that night of wrestling, though.
He was stuck in Suplex City and didn't have a chance to send the email for the radio show.
I really do read it, too. It's the one email I actually really do check the stories.
Oh, yeah. Well, the rest of the emails that we get around here are complete nonsense. But, yes, the one with the stories, kind of important.
But it was SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give the guy some leeway.
Oh, I understand. Last night but Paul sent some videos links during the day.
Right.
Oh,
that,
well,
during the day would have been acceptable. I get you schedule changes for the big event.
I guess he is an adult now, so he should.
I can't picture myself firing out a fucking email during UFC 202. So I get that you're busy.
Sure. How was SummerSlam? No one cares!
Wowzers. Holy shit.
I do know this.
Who's that bleeding on the ground? Who's that?
Look, I'll
Nobody cares. Don't worry about it.
That is nice.
No, I mean, in all fairness, I know broad strokes about things because you got it for a radio show. So I know Brock Lesnar opened up Randy Orton last night, and people are saying that it was probably an accident, right? But then they worked it into the match. But he opened him up.
Well, for the referee to actually be checking him,
and the ref's got gloves on.
Right. What, he threw an elbow or something and split him wide open?
A couple elbows to the top of his head, like you just saw right there, to the top of his head, and then it was
that first
closed fist punches right to where the wound was. He took off the MMA gloves that he was wearing.
Right.
Who the fuck wants to deal with Brock now after he was like fighting in UFC to be the first match back where he has to hold back?
Yeah.
After his last UFC match, and they said, "Oh, he's facing Randy Orton at SummerSlam." Everyone goes, Randy has no shot at Brock Lesnar. You just saw what he did.
He's legitimately bleeding badly.
You think they set this up ahead of time and said, look,
they're so PG, they're so kid friendly.
They don't like the blood thing anymore. Wow, the blood is just pouring out of his
But the referee doing that, like the referee, they'll actually try to make him like a real referee now.
Right.
Like usually the referee, there's a clown card right there, and the ref is busy playing spoons while all the wrestling shenanigans are happening.
I used to love that wrestling.
I did too. Hey, turn around! I get so mad.
He was probably shocked. Like, wait, I gotta actually do something in here. This guy's bleeding.
Oh my God! Give me the AIDS gloves. Where's the AIDS gloves?
Right. So I know that much. I do know that's a huge story because that was not supposed to happen. What you think he just slipped with that fake elbow?
Yeah, I don't think he meant to hit him like that.
He scraped him right there with it.
That second elbow seemed to just like cut some kind of fold in his head, and then once he saw it starting to bleed, he goes, all right, I'm going to go for it, and just closed fist punches right to his head until it opened.
But the referee over him like that, what's the signal where the referee says, like, all right, he's bleeding?
Paul's showing you.
Huh?
Oh, to stop the X?
X up in the air. That's like the legit signal?
Yeah.
Wait, what is the legit? So who does that? Anyone in the ring?
Normally, if somebody's hurt,
Yeah.
the ref will throw up an X, and that gets the paramedics down
Right.
immediately.
What are they saying about this wrestling guys?
I mean, it's a good
Paul?
look for wrestling.
That's right. He's literally, it's like just leaking blood.
I can't tell because they really did away with guys cutting themselves in the ring. So I don't really know
They don't
about
do
this.
that anymore.
Did they send
especially-
somebody in there to scrub that shit up before the next fight?
Well, this
No,
was
that
the
was the
main
last
event.
fight.
Oh, that was last fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Shane McMahon got F5 by Brock too.
Did that end the fight?
Why you?
Yeah,
what-
they-
this is the only thing I want to
You
know
never
about.
hear a wrestling match called on the count of a TKO. You never hear that. And
Right.
that's what
No,
happened
there's
last
no
night.
such thing as TKO in wrestling.
So what's the official story that Brock slipped, or you think there's more going on here?
Don't know yet since it was so late last night.
Brock is probably a little pissed off because his like Jimmy was saying right before the show, his UFC career might be over because he was doping over there.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe he's got a little anger in him.
It just shows you wrestling
Little
don't give
chip
a
on his
fuck about no
shoulder.
doping.
What's that?
You can come in there high and they'll let you fight.
Just to be the next guy that's to fight Brock after he just fought Mark Hunt, like he had that legit combat.
Yeah.
And he's still probably in combat mode. He likes that
He's
type
not
of
holding
combat.
back at these punches.
And I think he'd rather be in the UFC than this. I mean, this pays him well, obviously, but he's probably sitting here like, now I got to go back to doing this for, the fake way.
Yeah.
Yeah, to smash someone's fucking forehead with an elbow must feel so good.
Of course.
Like in UFC, you don't have to hold back at all. Like he could legitimately drop elbows like that on
Yeah.
somebody.
Right.
So now you have to fake it.
Yeah, how's it like you turn that on and off like that so easily?
I don't know.
They didn't.
All
He
right.
did not.
You were in Suplex City. What else is going on with this? What's the whole story?
That you know everything we
That's
know
it.
right now. Yeah,
Okay.
it happened
All right.
late last night, and it's one of those things where a lot of people, oh, he did that on purpose. He was cutting, but they've been so PG for so long. It's
Yeah.
all about kid stuff,
Right.
That they haven't done that in like decades,
Right.
And now all of a sudden I think he just went nuts with it, and he saw that it was open. He's like, all right, I'm going to go for it, and just decided to get more blood out of his head.
Or do you think? Or do you think those were fake punches at that point, knowing that he already has the blood flowing?
I mean, that's not as hard as Brock can punch.
No.
You know?
Oh,
And he's hit him in the back of the shoulder.
No, those
at
are
that point.
fake punches. You
Yeah.
can kind of see that the elbow.
the elbows
isn't.
weren't.
Yeah, the elbow split him wide open, and then you can tell the punches are fake.
Like it scraped his scalp open. Like he scraped his elbow on his head. That's
Yeah.
great.
And then he was punching his back where you could take it, like on the top of the right shoulder.
Yeah.
He wasn't hitting his face.
But I don't know. After that UFC 202, maybe the WWE is sitting there going,
We got to turn it up a notch.
Yeah, because there's a weird thing going on with those two companies. I mean,
Yeah.
they're sort of working together, but they're going for the same audience in some regards. And,
Yeah.
And 202 was amazing, and then you got SummerSlam. So maybe they're like, hey, we're gonna look foolish.
I mean, it's a good look for wrestling, having all this blood dripping out his head.
Sure.
It's going to be the pictures all around on every television.
Sure.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, we're
ESPN
talking
was
about it. I'm interested in what happened to the guy.
Yeah, that's everywhere now today. God, you had to have seen 202, obviously.
That was spectacular.
I fucking loved it. I don't rent every single one. I rent like probably every third, I would guess.
Yeah, it's like getting a cell phone.
What do you
You
mean?
don't want to get every one. I get the 7, then I
you'll
get the
skip
9.
the 6.0.
skip?
Get the,
Skip 'em. Can't play that game.
But every once in a while, I'll do 2 in a row because I'm like, fuck, these fights are too good. But
I get them for free and I still buy them. I get them for free. I can watch them on this account I have.
Right.
'Cause they hook me up. But I still buy. I want them on the TV. I bought it last night, even though I was at my friend's house watching. I still bought it.
Wow,
I'm an idiot.
I would like.
You bought it at your house, even though you was at.
I didn't know I was going to be. So I went home and watched some of the earlier fights. I taped them.
the Dirty Bird. He's a good fighter, man.
Oh, Tim Means?
Tim Means.
Yeah.
They call him Dirty Bird.
Yeah, Tim Means is great.
He's a really good technical fighter.
Yes,
My
he
God.
is.
Who did he fight?
He just fought a newcomer from the TV show there, right?
Yeah,
his
he fought him.
UFC debut. I don't want to say this wrong.
Hamani, I think, or Hamanasi?
Hamanas or Hamas, not Hamas.
We call him
Something
H
like
Boogie.
that, huh?
H Boogie.
Yeah,
Hamasi.
Hamasi. Thank you. But
There he is.
But Tim Means.
Whoa!
Tim Means just ripped him apart.
Whoa!
They call him Dirty Bird.
Yeah, he has great elbows.
Yeah.
He has elbows like that. Just those fucking slicing razor elbows.
Yeah, he's
Long,
got-
skinny guy elbows.
Extremely
Yeah.
pointy elbows.
Because nothing you want to do is fight a guy with 9 inches or 8 inches of reach more than you, which means he has nice, long, skinny elbows.
Oh, would you enjoy an elbow to the head?
Oh, God. It's terrible.
I'd rather have my teeth punched out. Oh my God.
Yeah, elbow is fucking brutal.
When I saw John Jones, I think John Jones was the first one where I realized, wow, you can really do some damage with elbows. Those elbow punches that he used to do, or still
Coming
does.
down
in the
on
clinch.
skulls.
When he's not doing Cialis and getting banned from the UFC.
If that's what it is. They haven't said that's what it is, but I'm
If that
hoping.
is what it is, I
hope
could never
so.
fight.
It's been
I
rumored.
could never fight out
It's
there.
been rumored for a little while now that might have been why he failed his drug test.
Is that more embarrassing to say than you saying that you were on steroids?
No, 'cause you're not cheating.
No, I think it's
Aren't you?
Well,
I think it's a relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the other guys will respect you for that. They'll go, oh, you got kicked out because you took a dick pill.
Right.
They're not going to respect you because you took some kind of steroid.
True.
So, and then of course everyone's talking about Jones, Johnson. Sorry,
oh, Anthony Johnson. Yeah.
Anthony Johnson. That what was it? A 13-second knockout?
It was brutal.
What?
Yeah. Lower to Sherrod.
It was unbelievable.
And the guy's ranked number 2. I mean, Johnson was ranked number 1 as a light heavyweight, and Teixeira's number 2.
Number
So
2.
It wasn't like he was a bad fighter.
Knocked him out, and he was knocked out for 13 seconds.
He's knocking out everybody,
13
and these guys.
in 13 seconds?
Yes.
Yeah.
He pushed his head to the left as he's doing an uppercut.
Set it up.
You haven't seen this punch yet?
No, I didn't say it. Let's see it.
You want to see it?
Do I?
Grover Teixeira only lasted 10 seconds longer than I would have.
It's a nice payday. And then I hear you don't remember anything if they knock you out. It's not as bad as you think. Right?
What, the knockout?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great sleep. Even if you're out for a couple seconds, you wake up refreshed.
A little refreshed and ready to party in Vegas. But he's unbelievable. His knockouts are ridiculous. These guys look half dead after he knocks them out. It takes a while for them to come back.
Yeah, he's a powerful puncher.
Yeah, now I gotta see this. I didn't see the punch. Didn't see it.
You don't have it?
It's not loading. Hold on.
What do you mean it's not loading?
Oh, Paul.
Maybe we can find the clip in Suplex City. What else does that shirt say, Rock?
Was that on the shirt?
That's why I keep saying it. He got himself a Suplex City t-shirt.
Population 1, huh? Where was the fight, in Brooklyn?
At the Barclays Center.
Barclays. That's a good one.
Barclays. Yeah, and Glover continued fighting after the knockout. You saw that, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, he was out and he tried to grapple with the fucking ref.
He thought he was still in the...
Stop lying!
Yeah, go back so you can see this. I can't watch this.
Put pressure on him right away. Interesting. Oh!
What hit him?
That right uppercut.
Right uppercut. Right fucking uppercut.
You gotta play that back. It was a phantom punch.
The replay is better because they have a better angle of it.
Pressure on him right away. Interesting.
What? You got to see the other angle.
There's so many angles of it. He hit him.
That's a horrible angle for the YouTube video.
Good Lord, that is a terrifying man.
Yeah.
Good Lord, that is a terrifying man.
Joe Rogan speaks the truth. People are fucking scared of him, right?
Yeah, he's a very frightening
They don't
guy.
really want to fight him. But I guess if you're in the UFC, you want to fight anyone. But in general, they would rather not, I guess.
Well,
right?
Glover Teixeira called him out.
Oh, here we go.
Johnson.
Oh, yeah, he pushed him over and grabbed.
just
Oh, good God Almighty.
You see how he pushed him over with his
he
left
broke
hand?
his jaw?
Is
Huh?
it broken?
Is that
Look
what you're
his-
saying?
It looked like his shit. Look at the punch. That was a crazy punch.
I don't know if
Watch his mouth, Jimmy.
and
Right
then
here. Watch
boink.
that. Look at that. Look how it stays that way. It stays like that.
Oh,
it's- I
good
didn't-
call, man. I
It
didn't see
stayed
that.
like that.
I didn't see that.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
And then
God.
I don't know if they have more of
Huh?
the clip where.
Still there.
Wow, what the fuck is
It
that?
might be his mouthpiece,
Okay.
which is not pleasant either to have your mouthpiece punched into a stationary position on the other side of your mouth. God, that would suck.
Didn't a tooth come flying out too or something?
I did not notice
Yeah,
that.
I think a tooth went flying. Everyone was talking about that online.
Holy.
And then if you play the clip longer, he's still grappling like he's still in the fight.
Oh, that was a hit.
Yeah, you're right. Something did fly out of his mouth.
Yeah, supposedly everyone was trying to figure out if that
up
was
in
a
the air.
tooth.
Yeah.
See, yeah, that's
Wow.
a tooth. Going straight up in the air as one of his teeth.
Like that
Right?
tooth hit a satellite that's circling Earth.
That's a
Wow.
Tooth.
Real nice guy,
Man,
though.
how
Real
old
nice
is
guy
this?
when he's not fighting.
How old is he?
34 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Wasn't he just okay for a while, and now he's just ridiculous?
I think he went up in weight. Like, he wasn't making weight. He was fighting either middleweight or welterweight even at one point. And
He's
he
got
just
the
couldn't make
speed of
weight.
a small dude.
Yeah.
But apparently the power
Yeah, his power is
of your big uncle, nigga.
extremely scary.
God damn.
And then, of course, everyone's talking about the Nate Diaz-Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for McGregor for winning that fight. I can't believe that he won that fight.
I knew he was going to win. I had a feeling he was going to win because I feel like they pushing for a part 3.
I feel it. Well, I don't know. I mean, now it's set up for a nice third fight, but
McGregor said before the fight, this is going 3. We have him for 3 fights.
well, he was thinking if I beat him, then we got to do it one more time. Everybody wants to see the third fight now.
Everybody wants to see it.
Rumor has it Conor McGregor broke his foot. Is that true?
I did not hear that until
What?
just now.
Supposedly he broke his foot with all those leg kicks.
I didn't hear that either.
That was a great strategy.
It wasn't an amazing strategy.
Broke his body down.
He really destroyed Diaz's leg.
He was kicking his lead for the lead leg there, which takes you off that foot a bit.
Yeah, take your balance.
He just kept kicking him hard in that fucking right leg. But Nate Diaz hung in there, man.
He's a very tough guy.
He's ridiculous.
He can take a beat.
He's not happy unless he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, he's just one of those guys who's comfortable being fucking bloodied.
He's just a real deal. A lot of these guys, he's all about it. He's like, "What's up? Let's go." And as he's getting punched in the face, he's like, "Yeah, that's all you got."
That motherfucker got eyebrows of scar tissue. That's when you know you fight, when you got cauliflower ear and eyebrows of scar tissue.
He knocked him down 3 times.
Was it 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nate just kind of, I think, sat there for a little extra second, like hoping that he would come down, but he wouldn't go
Right,
down.
he wouldn't rush him.
He couldn't take him down either, though. He kept trying to take him down. He just couldn't do it.
That right eye was a mess.
And his third round, Nate got the best of him, right? That's what I hear, that he won his third round.
Well, someone called it a draw, and then two refs. It was McGregor won 2, and one guy gave him a draw.
Yeah, I didn't think the fight was that close in the end. I thought Conor McGregor
I thought he deserved to win.
controlled the fight.
Right.
But Nate Diaz certainly showed he's a warrior. That's for sure. He took a beating. He basically was saying, that Conor McGregor should have finished him.
Yeah, but then again, he should have finished McGregor, too. I think it was at the end of the second. McGregor got really tired.
Right.
And Nate had him in trouble, yeah. So
it was unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, bravo to the UFC and Dana White. That was a hell of a card, man.
That's the kind of fights you want to see, man.
Did you see Cowboy Cerrone knock out Rick Story?
I did. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that
Well,
one.
let's see it.
Oh,
I didn't see
great.
that.
Yeah, but we didn't even talk about that fight. Yeah.
If it made Jimmy that happy, I want to fucking see this guy get knocked out.
Let's see.
A foot kick?
A beautiful combination.
It was wasn't it a triple combination? Wasn't it like 3 things in a row?
Really?
Yeah, you hit him in the
I'm trying to remember now. It was
face, body, face, and then he kicked him, or it was face.
Was he the gut punch? Wasn't it a gut punch?
Yes, it was a gut punch, then a kick.
A gut punch, a kick, and then there was something else in there. He just...
Let's see it.
Yeah, here it comes.
Oh, no. Oh, mama, no.
Rick Story's a really tough guy. It's funny that he kicked him in the face, and then Rick just kind of turned around and went the other way.
Yeah,
That's what you want to do when someone puts their foot in your face. Like right there, like, all right, I'm out. Well, I gotta go. I gotta go.
It's never good when you turn your back to your opponent.
No, just running towards the cage, hoping there's a door there.
He went the other way like Goodfellas when he was trying to get Robert De Niro, trying to get the chick to go in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Where's down here? Oh, no.
Yeah, the dresses are behind there.
Hoping for a ladder to appear so you can climb out of there.
He just wanted to leave at that moment.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was I would say one of the best overall nights of fights I've seen.
It was wonderful. It was absolutely all right. And then in the paper, they're talking about, UFC's coming to Madison Square Garden. Which one is
November
that?
12th.
205. 205. And they're going to announce the card in early September. And
Wowzers.
they're starting to hint that it might be Ronda. Ronda Rousey might be coming back.
Oh, really?
Nice.
They're hinting a little bit in the paper that would be nice. It's something people would like to see. And then possibly Cormier at the Garden.
Yeah, is it going to be Cormier Jones? Cormier's already fought Johnson and he beat him.
Right. I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd rather see, to me, the fight I want to see more than anything is Anthony Johnson against John Jones.
That would be ridiculous.
That's the fight I want
Now,
to see.
do you ever see UFC get into the Olympics as a sport?
I don't know why.
I mean, this judo, isn't judo an Olympic sport? I mean,
Yeah,
but
wrestling's an Olympic sport.
I think the Olympics would have a problem with all the blood.
When you got the judo over here, you got the wrestling over here. It's just
Boxing.
The combination, the boxing, you got all the other sports that's kind of like it.
I think it would be amazing if
I think it'd be great.
if UFC was in the Olympics. That would be amazing.
Would Brazil win all the fucking gold medals?
But how would you do that? Because you would have to fight more than once. These guys can't fight more than once in 2 weeks.
They'd have to do it the way they do with boxing, I guess. That's a good point. Maybe they'd have to have, how would they do that?
How do they stretch out the boxing?
Well,
3 fights?
You know what? I didn't watch one boxing match, so I might be dating myself. They still do it with the headgear, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
So that probably helps, makes it a little easier
for concussions
to do
and shit like that.
multiple fights. Maybe I don't know, maybe somehow they'd have a tournament leading up to the Olympics. No, I don't know how you do this. Because these guys would have to fight more than once.
But with boxing, they want to fight more than once, so maybe they would just have to fight more than once.
But imagine, let's say Nate Diaz won, and that was an Olympic match, and now you got to fight a week later with like your eye wide open and your nose broken.
They would probably do 2 or 3 rounds instead of the 5 or whatever they.
Well, no, they do 3 rounds and 5 rounds. Neil and Connor Nate and Connor were 5 because it was the main event. But
right,
so maybe they'll do 3 in the Olympics, maybe.
I think we figured
Or no
it out.
touch. I like that. No touch. No head kicks. No punching.
I think we already figured out. I don't think you could do it.
Brazil would be hard to beat, though. I would think.
In the Olympics?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
They got young, no-name fuckers who are ready to scrap.
Then why aren't they just completely taking over the UFC?
Yeah.
Because you still got to have... UFC is still, like, businessy. So you got to have management and agents to get you in.
Heavyweight champion is from
fighting.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
he beat a Brazilian in Brazil. Yeah. They're great fighters, but so are the Americans.
Yeah.
What happened here with the guy stripping at the Olympics, Paul? I missed this clip.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the Olympics. I watched way more than I thought I would.
It was a bronze medal match that the coaches protested the outcome. So
Right.
they stripped down to their underwear to...
If you really want to protest, you got
That's the best way to do it.
You got to put your donger out there. Why all the way down just to your underpants?
Yeah.
You got to show the donger.
Yeah, pull your cock out. Show the Olympics what you're made of.
I don't care. It looks
Give
like,
us clothes.
it looks like you got old school wrestling fucking whatever they used to call
The
it.
singlet.
Yeah, the
Is that a
singlet.
singlet? Is it?
The Bruno Sammartino look.
San Martino.
These guys are not showing good sportsmanship, or they're showing great sportsmanship.
Well,
Depends on how you look at it.
What it was. Go ahead.
All right. One of the challenger there finished and started celebrating 10 seconds still left in the match. So he walked around was celebrating whatever. The other guy protested to the judges, and then they ruled in favor of the guy who protested, and the guy who was celebrating wound up losing.
Why did he lose?
Because it was still going on. He went to showboat and celebrate, and there were still 10 seconds left in their match. And I don't know if they deducted points or disqualified him or whatever.
Oh, like right there.
Wait, that guy's just running around like not
Yeah,
wrestling?
see, there's still 10 seconds going on. So they go and they protest.
Oh, and the coach ran on and hugged him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other guy went and protested, and the judge ruled in favor of him, and that guy lost. And so his coaches decided to strip down to their underwear in the middle of the mat to protest the decision.
You gotta pull out your dick and balls though. That's a dick and balls move, right?
Wow.
That's pretty fucked up.
So wait, wasn't the, I don't know which countries these are, the guy in the green is still trying to wrestle, and the other guy's just like got his arms up in the air taunting him?
He was up on points, so
Sure.
he just assumed he won. You know, like when in the NBA and they're still counting down the clock and everyone runs on the court?
Yeah.
That's what this was, and you can't do that in the Olympics.
So they disqualified him.
The guy who was down by a point went and protested, and the judge ruled in his favor, and he wound up winning.
I think he's right. I mean, even though the other guy was beating him, your coach can't run because that was Mongolia.
Yeah,
the Mongolians are notorious for removing their clothes in decisions.
He handed his clothes to the judge. I love it.
Is that so? Is that a fact, Jimmy?
It certainly is. That's how they protest. They remove. There's no violence in Mongolia. They just remove their clothes.
It sounds like a fantastic place to live.
That
like
guy had a
Huns.
shitty celebration too. He's in the middle of it. His arms are just up in the air. He's all, how
Yeah.
The other
embarrassing.
guy's still trying to wrestle, and he's just moving away, taunting him.
Yeah.
Was this for the gold medal? So
Bronze.
The bronze. So the Mongolians don't even get the bronze. Damn. All right.
Yeah, stop fucking celebrating like that, taunting the dude in his face. It's the Olympics. Get in there and scrap.
Did you notice that most of the athletes look at the bronze medal like it's lame?
And the other guy, look at the other guy. Like getting up.
No.
Spectators look at it like it's lame.
We look at
in
it
the
as
fight.
lame.
No, it's hard as shit. They get a bronze medal.
So it's just me on my stupid couch thinking the bronze. Okay.
All these other countries that barely get a medal are scrapping to try to get that bronze.
They love it.
All right. Fair enough.
And look at the other guy won't get up. He won't get up to come and
he won't.
and he just walked away in protest.
Even like the American women's volleyball team just won that bronze medal because Russia and I think Serbia fought for the gold, but they love that gold medal. Even the coach, Karj Karai, was like, I never knew how great it was to have a bronze medal.
Oh,
so
really?
Today, yes.
Okay.
But he was that guy, you know, that's got to be a weird feeling for that guy, too. If the other guy really beat him,
In a wrestling
like
match?
really fucked him up, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, I don't deserve this.
But it's only 1 point difference. It was only 1 point separating the two.
Oh, is it that close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But they deduct heavy on points and penalties in the Olympics. So if you screw around like that, the judges just take it
How
away
much time was left? 8 seconds?
10 seconds left.
All right, that's a lot of. I mean, the odds
The
are he
guy's
would have lost
dancing
anyway.
around and walks off.
You can get a
like
point.
You saw the coaches running up there, and technically the match was still going.
10 seconds. That's a big difference. It's not like it was the last second.
No.
Right.
we're so lucky to have someone from Suplex City today.
Absolutely. Who knows wrestling?
With all this knowledge.
Yeah.
With all this Olympics knowledge.
Absolutely.
City.
I watched a lot of them. I didn't see that. I'll be honest. Did you see the chick that was slamming her coach after she won her gold medal?
What happened?
Oh,
That was
United States
hilarious.
wrestler?
No, the Japanese.
no, that one I didn't.
Paul will find it. And someone is also saying from Staten Island Ed that they no headgear in the Olympic boxing.
Oh, there's no headgear anymore.
It shows it on the webpage.
Well, I don't know.
What's the show?
Headgear.
The front page of the NBC Olympics sports rundown here has the Olympic boxing, and they're
right
all
there
in
with the
red and
headgear.
blue gloves and hats.
So-
Hats.
Hats.
I'm talking like Jim.
Make America great.
Fedoras. Now there they are without it.
There they are without
And
it.
then
Some
they are
have
with
them,
it.
some don't have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. See, then fucking Ed knows something. Let's go to Ed real fast. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning there, Rope.
What's
How's
going
it going?
on? All right.
The men, there's no longer headgear. The women still have it. This is the first Olympics without headgear for the
Why do
men.
the women still have? Why don't they just fucking make it? The men and the women are fighting the same situation. Why do the women still have it?
Because they're assholes in the Olympics.
Oh, I think
Does
we said the
any of
women
it
are
make sense?
assholes.
Because they
They're
make
going
the
to treat women
babies.
different. They don't want, let's not mess up a... Come on, give me a break.
Go ahead, sorry.
Let them fight.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, so, all right.
So what was the purpose then? What
No,
was
I'm
the purpose of
confused.
the headgear for all these years if they're not using it now?
Well, they finally...
Well, they changed to the 10-point must system, too. They finally came around and realized that their system was faulty. The headgear wasn't really protecting guys.
So why did we see some pictures where they're wearing the headgear on the official site? Were some of the fights, like maybe the preliminaries, did they do it?
No, they didn't do any
No.
of that this year. None of that was for the men.
Okay.
You know, so
Came down to safety.
maybe they're old pictures. I don't know.
What are we looking at here, Paul?
It said that referees more often had to stop matches due to head injuries from concussions, likely from wearing the headgear.
Headgear. Yeah.
Oh, no
Really?
kidding.
From wearing it.
Why?
Okay.
Is it counting as your head?
I don't
Because
know.
you maybe lean in more because you got the protection on,
Yeah, 'cause-
thinking that it has a false sense of security.
Same with the football helmet.
Yeah.
People think they're getting protected, and they're not.
They're
Yeah, they
not,
lean in
right,
with it.
Ed? We know that, Ed. All right, buddy.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right,
Thanks.
Ed. We're doing good. Yes. Did you find that clip of the Japanese? Look at this. Is hilarious. This made me laugh. This is how she celebrated. I don't know what the move is, but she just kept throwing her coach. Slams coach to the ground. This was right after she won the gold.
That's pretty funny.
And now he's on the third time for the hug. He's not sure.
Right.
Oh my God!
She slams him once. That's obviously
A ritual or something they do.
a wrestling move. I don't know if it's a ritual. This would be a nightmare for every coach. And then he gets up, and then she does it again to him.
He's happy too.
Yeah, she just won gold, man. For Japan.
Wow.
She's a solid bitch.
Yeah.
And then
I like that.
And then the third time, then they hug. That's kind of cool.
And the third time he's a little hesitant. Go to the third one. You can watch he's hugging like, please hug me. People are watching. Watch the last moment when he gets up. He's like, you can see. He's like, oh God, not another slam. I got it twice. You got me twice. And wait till he goes in for the hug. Oh, you can't see his face. He's praying that she just hugs him. I think he gets a little defensive.
No, that's when this is a regular hug. Oh,
That's so great.
It was awesome.
He's all bald.
she's solid, boy.
I don't know why they don't have these sporting events all year long? I mean, I know they're competing all year long, but why don't we see them in America?
I mean, like
these guys are on all sorts of like European tours and playing all over the world.
Yeah, but they do that in America too. We just don't go to that shit. Just like the women's gymnastics team, right after Olympics, they going on a tour across America.
Yeah, but then
we ain't go to that shit.
No one's going to go to that because there's nothing on the line.
Young girls will go. Young kids
people will go.
But us,
soccer moms and shit will go. But
we ain't going there.
But some of these sports I would love to check out.
The Colgate Games right upstate, the track and field every year.
Is that the world though?
No, but this is all the guys who go to the Olympics.
And it's all the stuff that
we don't go to
eventually
that shit.
Qualifies to go to the Olympics.
It qualifies you to go to the Olympics.
I thought like
right here.
I thought like indoor volleyball they only played every 4 years. I didn't realize they actually
no, it's all year, all year long tournaments,
all over the place,
world championships.
Supposedly these guys are all like superstars in their sport, and in America they will never put this on TV.
No, I don't enjoy volleyball, but
you didn't enjoy the volleyball?
No, I'm not good at it, and it reminds me of my high school. No, or watching it because it reminds me of just something I'm really terrible at. Like when they're all faking to come up for the spike. No.
Amazing.
You don't do one of these?
No, I'm a net boy. I'm a net boy, net bitch boy. I always hit the ball right into the net. If they set me up, a fucking bitch boy hits into the net again.
I certainly was never good at it, but I loved playing beach volleyball.
Oh yeah, look at this chick. Oh,
I know.
How old is she?
This week.
How old is she?
I think she's 21.
Okay.
Can we get her
she's
in
from
here?
The Dominican Republic.
Winifred Fernandez. She's probably the hottest Olympian.
Oh my God!
Not like that. Her ass is showing.
Was there anything? It's terrible. Look at the darkness.
Oh my goodness!
Checking out the dark area there, Sherrod.
Am I? I'm pointing to it. I'm aiming for it.
Right
God!
There. Look at the darkness right there.
I would just bury my face in her.
You know what goes there, right?
My face.
Wow. Wait. That's not her.
That's not her.
Is that her when she's not in her volleyball uniform?
She probably has a boyfriend, though.
She's fantastic.
No shot. I'll let him watch.
She's fantastic.
She is unbelievable.
Was there any other hot Olympians? That was the one.
Oh, my God.
That was the one that went viral. Who did she play for?
Dominican
Republic. All right.
So you got a nice fat one on her. Do you like that, Opie? You like that little round mound on her?
That was very nice, yes.
Yeah, that was delish.
Usually too much booty scares me, but that's just about right.
You don't like circus butt.
I love a nice fat ass.
That's just about right.
I know I'm going to give him a horrible fuck. I almost want to warn him first. Like, look, this is going to be really bad. I'm going to hold your hips. I might say I love you as I come. I don't mean it.
when they're jiggling all that shit, oh, God, no.
Jimmy, do you have a big smile on your face?
You bet I do.
Yeah.
All I do is I put it in. I know it ain't going to be good. They're ready for a great fuck. I hold their hips. I give my nipples a couple of backwards flicks, and then I make a cummy, and I apologize. It was over so soon.
An oopsie.
Oops, I'm sorry.
They probably love you. You're so adorable. They're like, don't worry about it, boy. Don't worry.
When the ass gets so big where you can see the cellulite and it's all shaking. No, get the fuck out of here. As long as it stays smooth, it could be a little bigger, yes.
Give me some examples.
Like the Williams sisters have big asses, but I'd give it a shot.
Damn.
I'd do the best. I'd give it the old college try.
Oh, like Venus and Serena?
Oh, I'd give her a terrible fuck, but I'd try.
Yeah, you would. You'll be enthusiastic. That's why I think they won't be mad at you.
No, they would like it. They would like. I'd be like, I'm sitting it. You don't have to apologize.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I made a cummy so fast.
You want to check out Castor's ass?
Oh,
you want to check out Castor Semenya's ass?
Yes, this is the controversy of the...
What is going on with this?
Now, this is the woman...
What race was she in?
They said she was born male? Was that the...
I guess she's transgender. I don't know if she's had surgery, and I'm going to guess so to be in the Olympics. She'd probably have to have surgery. But I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh, was she born with both genitalia? It might have been one of those.
Hermaphrodite?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. That's different.
You got to pass.
And then you got to pick one. When God's give you a choice, you got to go like, all right, up to the doctor now.
I don't know.
Which one's cuter?
That was the 800 meter, right?
Why was a girl South African
800 meter?
Let's see.
That's not right.
I don't know the whole story, though, but...
We know the whole story.
Well,
what are you talking about? Look at that.
Following the victory of the championships, question raised about her gender, the IAFF handling of the case spurred a lot of negative reactions. A number of athletes criticized the organization for its response to the incident. What incident?
Someone's got to help us out with this one.
So
I don't know.
It was a sex verification test. Yeah, you know, they said they needed a sex verification test. Oh wait, is she a woman that was?
I think that's.
I would have read the show prep, but we didn't have any. I'm just doing this on the fly now. I'm sorry to the audience.
Her coach resigned in 2009 saying because he couldn't protect her from, he said the ASA was didn't advise her properly. I don't understand.
So they subjected her to the gender test. Wait, so she's female?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, she's female. She's racing with the female.
Was she born a female and just looks like male qualities, male facial qualities?
You got to pass the test before they let you on the track, right? Well, you got to line up like 10 dudes and then they'll decide what you are. That's a male.
Is she male or is she a female?
Look at her.
All I know is if I took her on a date, I wouldn't fuck her.
Dude, if you took her on a date...
Because I don't know.
You would go to an out-of-the-way place.
That's the funnest.
Because you would know in your fucking head that something's not right there.
Yeah, I would have to go somewhere dark where I just get head, though.
I don't know the story.
That'll make me gay, right?
There's a mustache. There's a little shadow.
A lot of women have mustaches.
A lot of them do, yeah.
You ever been to Italy?
Crushed her rivals. Defend. Maybe she just has a body like that. Gender verification test, extremely complex procedure, said the IAFF spokesman, who revealed the question of Semenya's gender was first raised after her astonishing African Junior Championship displays. In the case of this athlete, following her breakthrough to the African Junior Championships, the rumors, the gossip were starting to build up. So I guess people were saying, hey, that's a man, that's a man. I'm guessing that's what the gossip was.
Yeah.
She beat the girls running backward. She ran backward in the race and beat them. So that's what people said.
You're sorry. That was literal Jim. How stupid am I? I said no, but Sherrod, good acting job. There have been precedents in such cases. The most famous was a Polish athletic, Stella Walsh, who won an Olympic gold in the 100-yard in the 1932 Olympic. All right, so there's a precedent almost 100 years ago.
Sorry, Jimmy, keep reading because that story gets really good.
Can we pull a picture of that bitch up, though?
After she was shot dead in an armed robbery in 1980, the subsequent autopsy revealed she possessed male genitalia.
What?
Although she had female characteristics as well. So this is a lady that, or a male, sorry.
Look at his smile.
What are you doing? Go back.
Paul, where are you going?
That's her. That was her. I wanted to see a picture.
I got this, sort of.
Okay.
So she won, they did the 100 yards back in the day, in the 1932 Olympics, and same event in 36, she won a silver. So she won a gold and a silver in the 100 yards in 32 and 36.
Well, she was Polish. She just showed up to the wrong one. That's all. It was a mistake.
And then you're fast forward 44 years, she dies in an armed robbery, and then the autopsy shows she had a dick and balls.
Oh my God!
Crazy is that?
Oh my God! This woman's dead. She won the Olympics. She has a dick. Get her medal. Get her medal. We have to alert her family. Get the medal. Oh no!
They took the medal back first.
They shot. I bet that was the last thing she thought of as she was getting shot. Oh boy!
Look at this bitch. Look at her.
Yeah, she was also the model for the Dutch paint cans.
What the fuck? Look at this one.
Oh my God!
I fucking hate that.
No way.
I hate that our listeners can't see what we see at the same time.
Exactly.
That's
the dude. Oh my God!
Who does that look like? Who does that look like? It's driving me nuts.
She looks like somebody from a Lon Chaney movie.
That's not even close to a female. Where's the female characteristics?
That's why I'm like, how you in 1932? I gotta see this bitch, and this is exactly
she looks
what
like
I thought.
Bill Schultz.
Yeah, is that it? There's a little Bill Schultz in there. Good call. We're talking. This is. Wow, that is Bill Schultz, totally.
Oh, shit.
And we're talking 1932, 1936. They weren't PC back then, so why did they allow this?
Because they didn't consider it a possibility.
Dude,
they all had such shitty hairdos back then.
Plus, look at the girl she's shaking hands with. That was two dudes shaking hands. Right there.
Who does she look like?
That's the other chicks. That's why she passed.
She looks like Chaplin without the mustache. Like a young Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
She looks like Charlie Chaplin. Oh. And the woman she's talking to is not exactly a delight either.
Yes, and like two dudes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she looks like. Oh my God, whatever.
Wait a minute, though. Come on, man. Come on, yo. That one up there with that breasty.
Wait a minute. She looks like someone from a horror movie.
Look at that shit.
Rocky Horror Picture Film?
No,
she looks
old
like
school silent
She
film.
looks like Jaws a little bit from the Bond movies.
Richard Keel.
A little bit. Richard Keel, thank you. A little bit.
Had a little of that in the jaw.
Yeah, she looks a little Tim Curry-ish.
With that fucking jaw.
And she looks like a young Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, they wonder why when she won, she screamed, "Goddamn rich cunt," and hit the other girl.
There you go.
Okay, but that's 1932.
What?
It's a little different.
You're crazy,
Come
Jimmy.
on, man.
This is not. I would never
Put that on
think
the
that's a
website.
female. They're saying female characteristics. Where are the characteristics?
The wig?
Maybe she had.
Put that
Maybe she had.
picture.
Maybe she had. She might have been a hermaphrodite. Maybe she had a pussy too.
It's 32.
But they said They said male genitalia in the autopsy.
You can have both, maybe.
Well, I mean, but why didn't they mention it in the autopsy in 1980?
1932, 1936. They didn't put up with this. Well, I was going to say this shit.
I would
didn't
think
mean
that
it
it's
way,
easier.
but-
It's easy to pass back then because a lot of bitches look rough.
And plus,
Yeah.
people weren't looking for it. People weren't looking for it.
And it wasn't speaking on it.
I had a delightful friend ask me recently, "Am I passable?" And it's like, well, it's people are looking for it more now. It's like it's not like it used to be. Like people.
What was the answer? I don't want to hear
It
anything
was
else.
no. He was sweet, but he was like, of
It
course you can.
was, But I was really being truthful. It's one of those things where
Right.
people are looking for it so much now, and it's so in the consciousness of everybody that if like years ago, you'd look at somebody who looked like a little masculine, and you go, oh, like, okay, that's but now you're like, wait a minute, is this person transition? Because
And people
everyone talks
speak about it more now because
Yeah.
people will walk around like that and nobody would even talk about it.
1932, they just went, the poor girl.
Oh, man,
There she is. That's that Polish girl. What is she doing over there? She's lifting 200 pounds over her head. That girl. There's that girl.
Oh my God! Look at this.
What,
Come
man?
on! I don't even see
Come on.
a possibility that she was female.
But look at some of the other women. She might have been trans, and sometimes you'll look at the arms on the other girl next to her. Like that girl, like
She's got some nice biceps.
yeah, the girl
Yeah.
next to her has fucking.
I just have a
tremendously big
problem with
arms.
the male jaw that we're
Come
looking at.
on, man.
That's not even close, Jimmy.
Come on.
No, it's not. And today you'd notice it, but in the 30s, I don't know how they looked at it back then.
They probably just gave her a pass because she was from Poland.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm telling you, it's supposed to the European thing in them.
They're like, we don't know. I guess.
They don't
Like
have that dumb flat hairdo. They don't have that shitty flat on top hair.
Right.
Yeah, this is a whole row of rough-looking women, but
Yeah, the
that's
hair
a
back
dude.
then didn't say sexy for anyone, so it was really hard to tell. They all had that horror movie hairdo. Paul, comment?
We'll send the pictures
Rod,
out.
which one would you do?
Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Wait a minute. Ugh.
Out of that lineup, who do you like most?
You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like
That's a
back
little
then.
rough.
The hairdos were all a disaster.
And now the 32 Olympics, that's the Jesse Owens, the Nazi one? Is that the one?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Pretty close, right? If not,
I don't know if that was the one. Was that the one with
wow, these women
Hitler
are
not shaking Jesse
You
Owens' hand?
think, you think Hitler saw that Polish chick on the field and was like, yeah, we got to invade this
Well,
guy.
he fist bumped her. That was why he invaded. He's like, they fucked us.
Stella.
They look like a Monty Python animation.
The story of Stella. What was her last name again so people can look it up? Huh?
Stella Walsh.
Walsh. That's
Oh my God.
that is something. But
What?
But her legs aren't that much different. Her look at the other.
Yeah.
A couple of girls next to her, they're all kind of stocky, and
yeah.
we're looking for it. But if we just looked at that, we might go like, "Wow, look at that girl." But I don't think anybody would go, "That's a man," compared to the one
he's
next to her.
right. He's short, I guess. He's the same height and stuff, and got the same kind of build.
Yeah.
But that grill piece, you can't get past that face.
Right.
And that jaw.
So let's get back to 2016. So then we have this. What was her name again? Castor Semenya.
Yeah.
All right.
Castor Semenya. That's.
I mean, do they use the same test that they used back in 1932?
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What's the test? Because somebody's failing.
I don't know. Because I feel like I'm looking at a male right there.
You just need some old black dude who work in a barbershop. To be the test. That's a boy.
I feel like I'm looking at a male.
5'10", 161 pounds. Because that's humiliating if the person is
Not?
just a female. Yeah, who just has the character traits like that, characteristics. That's humiliating
Yeah.
to put her through that test.
I don't know. That looks like.
You looking to see if there's a dick?
right? Weren't you looking?
Yeah, I couldn't help but to look. Look, it was looking at me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm looking at. Is she just crushing the competition?
Was she? Did she have surgery, or is she not even trans? Is she just a female who has a square jaw? Like, what's the? I don't even know.
We gotta do some research on.
Let's all get our dick hard while we eat.
Yeah, can we do a quick, some quick research, and we'll tell the story after the break.
I believe she's lost before though too, so it ain't like she's undefeated or some shit. But that could be the ruse.
Oh, it's the last name, Semen. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know what this means. Are they saying that she's trans and that way she should be able to compete? I just don't know the story.
Yeah,
It's obvious I don't know the story because I keep asking.
I know. We're hoping that someone's going to answer in the studio. I don't know. We'll do some research during the break.
Search it.
We'll talk more about the Olympics too. Some other things probably. Lochte.
I'm going to Buffalo this weekend.
Really?
Thursday Thursday through Sunday, and
Buffalo's already here.
Buffalo is here.
Damn.
And I'm shooting my next special Friday, October 7th. That's the Lincoln Theater where I shot Monster Rain.
Oh, wow.
It is in Washington, D.C. There was a problem with the Late Show ticket link, so the Late Show is now on sale as well. There was just the link was not working on their end. It was not our problem. It was the Lincoln Theater's mistake. Both shows are on sale. I'm going to be in Levity Live, a whole bunch of dates in Pittsburgh and Minneapolis leading up to it. So go to JimNorton.com and get tickets. I'm really happy to finally be shooting again.
Norton.
A sense of purpose.
Yes.
I finally have a sense of purpose.
Yeah, there he is. There's my Norton.
I'm smiling. I have a sense of purpose.
Speaking of the Olympics real fast, though, I think it's one woman who's a male now, and she's competing with the men as a track and field, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So
she came in 75th.
I believe it's one woman. Like, I think it's one. I think so.
All right. Well, now we got to find that.
Some gender things
So
you
it's the flip
get,
side. It's
but
flip.
like, why do they have even in chess? I don't understand. They have a male champion and a female champion. We
that's
talked
weird.
about that before. I don't get it.
What did they say?
To me, I think it's just because the men are scared they're going to lose to a woman and there's going to be a female overall champion. That's my guess.
Can you go to this headline? This is great. Why hyper-masculine women are scary,
but fish-like men aren't.
That's a great headline.
Well, the advantage is
fish-like men.
But the advantage is it just gives you an advantage. That's all it is. You know what I mean? You don't have an advantage if you're a softer-looking fish-like male. That's not an advantage if your bone structure is feminine.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Prince made it work.
Yeah, he sure did.
A sweet-faced boy.
Well, now we got to look up what Sherrod's talking about with this. Wait, a female went to male.
And now she's competing with other males.
Is that okay to say I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem male to female?
Because that's what you're sexist. Because you think men are better athletes than women.
They are.
They just have...
Me and all the boys in here and all us, we couldn't beat the fucking WNBA team.
Yeah, on the average, not the elite athletes.
Rogan sort of explained it though when that UFC fighter came about. Like, look, in general, I don't want to say this.
You're born with male bone structure, male sinews, and male tendons.
Right. That's just.
But here's the thing:
stronger in general and more powerful.
I would pay. Here's something they won't do, but this is equal. I would pay to see like a Ronda Rousey fight a dude. There's not a equal to maybe like a Dan Natterman.
Hold on. Semenya was raised and identifies as female, but according to a leaked medical test, her testosterone levels are 3 times as high as those of most women, and she's got internal testes instead of ovaries.
Ew. What does that mean?
She has scrotum inside of her.
But it might be
come out.
It might be a hermaphrodite or
it's that kind of thing.
What's it called? Intersex. There might be something. I don't know what it's called. It's obvious. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So when it comes down to that, how do you choose? How do you make the choice of what's male or female?
That's a rare thing. So I think if that's the case, then it's like, okay, then you got to make the choice.
Would internal testes feel good if you were having... I mean, if you were having sex with someone that had internal testes, would that kind of feel...
Oh, good on your penis when you going up?
As long as they didn't yell it, like, ow, careful, my balls. You know, whoa, I'm inside here. What are you talking about?
You're rubbing up against my inside balls.
Easy, fella, you're hitting my balls. My dick is inside of you.
Right. If the balls are inside the vagina, I don't think that's gay.
No, not at all. Even if they're outside. Even if they're outside, it's not gay. Even if they're outside.
Wait, so I got so many questions.
About what?
Is it like when you're a young boy and your testes has to drop out?
Maybe
or is it like behind a bone, like behind
I don't know.
your body structure?
I heard we all start with the same shit, and then it goes one way or the other.
Yeah, chromosome
Right?
stuff happens.
And something happens, and
3 big dopes we are. None of us know what the fuck we're talking about.
You start off as a woman.
Everybody
How many times have you said that in the mirror? Eric's a cross-dresser. He's wearing, I'm not gay, I've started as a woman.
I'm just going back home.
Well, we've all seen a vagina or two where it looks like a blown-out ball bag.
We sure have. Some of us have spent good amounts of money for that.
So I would assume, something else happens, and then that vagina is balls.
The human body.
It's pretty fucked up.
You think, out of all the girls you had sex with, somebody had to have some type of ball sack up in them at some point.
What the fuck is that about? You think?
What's the odds? What's the ratio?
Right.
We have to run across something that had a high testosterone level.
I love Stella Walsh.
Yeah, me too.
No one has talked about Stella Walsh in decades.
And been killed in an armed robbery.
That's her actual name above there?
Stan. That should have given it away. Real name Stan is
Stanislawa.
Stanislawa. Wallace
Suich? Wallace-Suich.
Yeah, we'll go with
Wallace-Suich.
Wallace-Suich.
Killed in an armed robbery. Can you go? Let's go to the death. Can we go to the shooting death or armed robbery?
Yes.
Here's the death and controversy. Walsh was killed during an armed robbery
in Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio.
What are the odds of that? About 80%.
That's where you go to die.
In 1980, an autopsy showed that she possessed the Y chromosome, although some sources suggest she also displayed some female characteristics. Detailed investigation has also revealed that she had both what is a 45XO and a 46XY
chromosomes.
That's just chromosomes.
Wow, I don't know if I ever heard of those.
Why is this girl's neck?
I wasn't done reading.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
The controversy of her biological sex remains unresolved, and the situation is further complicated by the fact that many earlier documents, including her birth records, state that she was female. There is also some controversy as to whether all her records and achievements should be erased.
Do we really need to go? Yeah, let her have it, exactly.
Let the family
7 gold medals.
hold on to that.
7?
Wow.
7.
But her birth certificate said she was a woman, and who knows? And then she let it go. Who gives a fuck at this point? It's 100 years ago.
7 gold medals?
If we're going to go back and right the wrongs of history, Stella winning some golds in the 30s, that shouldn't be what we're worried about in the 30s.
No, that should not be on the top 100 of things to fix.
There's a lot of things that probably should have been different in the 30s.
What did she compete in? All track and field stuff?
I think they said
she won 100?
The 100 yards, they used to call it.
100 meters, 60 meter, 200.
Another article said the 100-yard dash.
Same thing.
She went to 3 Olympics?
Huh? I guess. I don't know.
She had that ruse going on
2 Olympic Games.
For a lifetime.
Yeah, 2 Olympic Games.
2?
1932, 1936.
Where all the boys
What's that, London? 34.
Let me see her death, buddy.
All the boys were at war. I heard you, Eric.
Okay.
She was dodging the war, dodging the draft.
She was their Rosie the Riveter.
He's like, I'll say it. He was like, fuck this shit.
I'm a Canada
I'm
or
a
wig?
chick, and I'm going to start running around a track.
Oh, so we'd have to go and fight in the war.
And in Poland?
Get me a fucking wig. Whatever it takes.
It was hard being a dude in Poland in the 30s, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody on Twitter said
Look at that baseball outfit.
the South African runner has internal testes and no womb or ovaries. Plus
womb.
an elevated testosterone. Yeah.
Wait, so say that again?
No womb. It was found in a motel. Boo.
Can't they just do the let's look at you test?
But you got to look deeper.
No.
Because it's not a penis there, right?
But you just know.
I don't know what's ovary.
You'll just know.
And you know somebody, if they got ovaries or balls up in them.
Born a hermaphrodite.
Born a hermaphrodite.
Her testosterone is way higher, and she has balls that haven't dropped. But does that make you a hermaphrodite? Does anybody know what they're talking about that could call in? We don't. Where's Dr. Steve?
Yes.
He might
Son of
know.
a bitch.
Dr. Steve might know.
Get Dr. Steve
they were internal testes. They were inside. Like a lot of times but not the time like when I'm holding them in my mouth. Then they become internal warm testes. I test for cancer that way.
I want to know, can that be painful?
No, I don't think so.
Balls up in your body?
More questions?
Trust me, no.
More questions, no answers. They should do the hermaphrodite Olympics.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be kind of fun to watch,
That
right?
would be very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But there's probably just not enough.
Yeah.
Three
It's going to
people
be the
competing.
very, very special Olympics.
Everyone hands their wig to their coach and gets in the blocks.
They can keep the village up for another week or so to have those games.
Are we doing Steve before the break?
Dr. Steve,
I
he's on?
I am
Are your
curious.
eggs getting cold? I'm good for now.
I wanna hear what he said
I
about
can
the
talk to
balls.
Dr. Steve, sure.
Phones are lit. People are just all about it.
Balls
And
inside?
then I think I just hung up on him. not on purpose. Hello, are you there? Hello? Are you guys? I don't know what's going on. Why can't I drop him now? All right.
I'm calling him on his house.
Oh, that's her as an older woman.
Where? That's Stella Walsh? Yeah, but a lot of older women start looking like dudes, so that's not fair.
She actually looks more feminine there.
She
than
looks
she
more feminine there than she
definitely
looks her
looks-
whole life.
That's probably testosterone therapy and stuff. Hormone therapy and stuff over the years. It got better.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Oh, my God.
let's say hi to Dr. Steve. What's up, Steve?
Good morning.
Congrats on your kid catching that catfish. I'm paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
How big was that thing?
That was a shark. It was 4 feet.
Oh, it was an actual catfish. I'm thinking it's an online thing.
Right. Yeah, he had some dude texting him.
Hey, can you tell us what's going on with this South African runner?
Yeah.
Tell me the story.
We got to start from the beginning.
Yeah, her name's Castor Troy.
Castor Semenya. She was, I'll tell you this much, raised let me start over. Semenya, calm down, was raised and identifies as female. But according to a leaked medical test, Semenya's testosterone levels are 3 times as high as those of most women, and she has internal testes instead of ovaries. Dr. Steve, what's going on here?
The track and field star, you know.
Okay. All right.
He clears his throat. He's got explanation. That means explanation ready, motherfuckers.
Expert on the subject.
It's got to make believe he read it from a medical journal.
He's like, I hope you're sitting down for this.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Steve.
He's not sure if the wife's
so she has
listening, so he's like, I got to
internal-
make sure this sounds very medical. Yeah, go ahead.
He may have a thing called testicular feminization. And what this is it's a resistance to testosterone. And it starts as an embryo. And so you have to be your organs have to be able to respond to a certain level of male hormone to form external testicles, penis, and scrotum. And if you don't do that, what you'll do is you'll develop, a vagina, but you won't have a uterus. So this is a person who would have had what we call primary amenorrhea, meaning that she never had periods. But depending on what country you come from, if you don't have health care, maybe you just don't ever get that checked out. And
They said she has no womb, Dr. Steve. No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. No womb? And is that common?
Yeah, no womb.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had a woman in my class who had this, and she never had periods because she didn't have all of her parts. But she was a woman. She was raised as a woman.
What did she look like? Did she look like a man or a woman?
No. She was totally hot. But
okay, fair enough.
Because they have no testosterone receptors, they only respond to estrogen. So many of them are very womanly.
Well, I think this girl's testosterone level is 3 times higher than normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you see, her level would be elevated, but her organs wouldn't respond to it.
Why would her level be elevated?
Make testosterone. Now, look, I'm just guessing because
okay.
I'm basing this on 2 seconds of you telling me what her condition is. But those people are genetically male, but they are what we call phenotypically female. In other words, externally, there's no way you can tell the difference between them and a woman. And this is the problem. Okay, so look.
Wow.
100 years ago, before we had genetic testing, she would have been a woman who they would call her barren. because she couldn't have children.
Ooh, like Trump's son.
That she was a,
Barron. Boo. That's Trump's son's name, Barron. Fucking Donald Trump or something, Barron. You know what I'll say it.
Right. But 100 years ago, she would have, if they had Olympics 100 years ago, I guess they did. She would have competed as a woman, and no one would have known anything. But now, technology allows us to make this determination that genetics say that she was born, quote unquote, a male, except she was never a male.
So she never considered herself a male or lived as a male?
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't have known unless they did this study because she never had a period. And when she went through puberty, she wouldn't have had periods. And if you go get tested, then one of the things they'll do is genetic testing. And then they would have figured it out. But
I'm fine. That's fair. Wow. That's not cheating. That's her whole life. She's lived this way.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's like, when it comes to stuff like, if someone's cheating, that's one thing. But if you're like, if this is your life and this is who you've been your whole life and you're not faking it and, you have a pussy, it's like...
What can you do past that? You can't.
But then I feel bad for the other athletes that go out on the track with their little boobies and then they see this thing next to them and go, oh, fuck.
Well, there's a lot of flat-chested girls.
I know. I was just trying. Trying to pump up a joke there.
Throwing in.
I didn't even get the bronze on that one. No podium for the Opster.
Man, that's wild. That is crazy to talk.
I should have kept it in my head for a little longer, working out a bit.
There's a picture of her on the front of You magazine, and she looks great.
She looks better there when you frizz out her hair.
Yeah.
But... All right, Dr. Steve. Did you like the Olympics?
Did, yes, very much.
What was your sport? Which one did you really like?
My kids run long distance, but they think a 3 or a 5K is a long distance, so I had them.
You only need 3Ks, as we know, Dr. Steve. Wink, 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 wink. My favorite sport is fist sitting. I enjoy fist sitting.
But they were shitting themselves watching these people not shit themselves running 27 miles. It was crazy.
26.2, the marathon?
Yeah.
What was that, the decathlon? I mean, the
marathon.
The marathon's 26.2 miles.
Right.
And then they,
what sport did you like? I don't care what your kids liked.
Oh, well, I like watching the stuff with I love all the track and field stuff.
Yeah.
The team synchronized swimming.
Oh, Christ. Did anyone watch that ribbon shit yesterday?
Oh, fuck. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Oh, the ribbon twirl.
It looks like a Vegas show. It's impressive as all hell, but I'm like, why is this in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Did you see the ribbon shit?
It's been in for years and years and years.
Silly.
The spinning of the ribbon, that's what you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah, but they're teams, and they're throwing up in the air and spinning, catching it, and then doing more ribbon loops, and then passing it on. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, Russia is always good at that nonsense, and other Asian countries.
North Korea. Does North Korea compete?
Yes, they do. It's certain.
Or something.
They pick and choose which Olympics they want to be a part of, but it's called rhythmic gymnastics.
Rhythmic gymnastics.
It's impressive as all hell, but I don't know why this is like an actual Olympic sport. I mean, if you were in Vegas, you'd check it out for maybe 5 minutes.
America's Got Talent or something.
On your way to a slot machine.
Seems
or
like
something.
one of the early sports to include women before they actually got good at doing the real events.
Stuff.
Yeah,
before they got allowed to do the real stuff. Ain't like they didn't know how to throw a ball before they got allowed to throw a ball. Everybody knew.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There was the synchronized swimming is stupid. They take it really seriously, though.
But it's hard to, do all that shit in the water together.
It's impressive, but it's just...
The dancing horses is stupid.
The dressage.
Did you enjoy men's badminton?
What?
Oh, is it still men's badminton?
No, I didn't.
Is it still badminton team?
I wanted to hate badminton.
He loved it.
Badminton.
Oh, no.
It was what?
Isn't there some big controversy over the men's badminton that the Chinese didn't win, and so that guy is worried, the coach is worried he's going to have repercussions when he gets home?
I don't know.
Oh, because the
I
Chinese
think
do
he
lose?
should. Maybe he's just looking to get out of China.
Right.
Oh, maybe.
Can he just leave China or no?
Yeah, you're free to leave, I guess.
You're not free to leave China.
It's a communist country.
I don't think you're free to leave.
Really?
No.
Really?
Wow, I love that the horses refused to jump and the rider flew off. Like,
Yeah, that's
sometimes the horses are just like,
are like, fuck you. Look at
This
that.
one?
Yeah, it's coming up in a second.
Because he resisted right there.
and then he just runs away.
That was a go fuck yourself move.
Why'd the horse do that?
He didn't feel
How
like doing
embarrassing.
this shit.
My
Horses like it's too hot.
Yeah.
my favorite Olympic clip was given to me by Sherrod Small.
Which one?
The hurdle guy.
Oh, yes.
I watched it 100 times.
Did you see
after
that, Jimmy?
turned
I
onto it.
didn't know.
Chinese runners?
No, the Haitian.
No. You haven't seen that? Show,
Poor dude. This is
show
his only
Jimmy.
appearance at the Olympics.
Show Jimmy.
Only event.
the
First
confidence.
hurdle.
There's ones with the Chinese runners, too, where he just stops jumping and plows through all of them and crosses lanes.
Does he?
Yeah.
He was just...
You see the Japanese sprinters almost beat the Jamaicans?
No.
You didn't see that either?
Oh, you mean the relay?
Yes.
Yes.
The 4x100?
Yeah, they were fast.
Holy fuck, were they fast?
But Usain Bolt is still Jamaican.
Look at this, Jimmy.
Oh, no.
Look at first.
But the confidence he has.
His leg didn't even go off the ground.
I've never seen.
That's my favorite Olympics.
He looks like an astronaut in one of those test things when it's spinning.
And then he gets up. I mean,
Poor thing.
and then he gets up and
Oh, what a dick. You dick.
he missed it by at least 2 feet.
Oh, my God. That's exactly what I would have done in the Olympics.
Right.
Wow.
But his confidence, he's like, I got this.
He didn't step. I don't understand. Like his brain,
Everyone's talking about the pole vaulter and his dick, but this clip I think is even better.
It's definitely better.
This is
Easily
even better because I'm like, this guy's like, fuck.
No, he spun with it on him.
But now watch, he gets up, he goes under that hurdle, he says, fuck that one, and then he's like,
I'll finish it now.
Now he's jumping over the hurdles like any one of us would have.
He just wants to prove that he can do it. Like, look, guys, I can get up. Yay!
But he's jumping like we would, where you slow down right where the hurdle is and jump over it.
He's not doing full speed.
Right.
Yeah, he just wanted to finish.
Does anyone know the story of this guy? Did he have an injury and say, fuck this, I'm still going to run this?
I don't think he had an injury.
No, he just didn't realize there were going to be hurdles. He thought he was running the straight race. He's like, what the fuck are those things? Why are they there? He didn't start on time because are they going to move those things? There's things in my way, Coach. Coach, get that shit off the track. What? I have to what? I don't want to jump stuff.
You're trying to tell me this guy wasn't injured? This is the Olympics, though.
Oh, my God.
It's the Olympics.
And that was his only event, man.
He jumped into it. He jumped right into it.
Right into it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
And then he's surprised, dude. You missed it by 2 feet. It wasn't like your big toe hit it on the way down. You missed. You hit the hurdle basically with your balls.
If he did it on the next hurdle, too.
Every single one. Like, this is my method.
It would have been so bad.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead, Derek.
There's another hurdles race where the American runner Ronnie Ash, he's in that last lane.
Yeah.
And the NBC doesn't even acknowledge it, even though you see it. He trips a few feet before the finish line.
Right.
And he goes flying upside down across the finish line. So when they did the slow motion for the other racers, they just ignored the fact that he's flying over this way over the finish line, and they just concentrated on the other U.S. athlete who came in third.
Oh, shit.
Ronnie Ash.
Ronnie Ash.
Did he have what place did he come in?
Fifth, sixth, somewhere.
Well, he was falling across the finish line with the winners?
He was running, and you see him stumble, and then all of a sudden he flips over in the air, and he's just flying over the finish line in slow motion, but they never acknowledged that he tripped or anything, or that he was even in the race.
Wow. Dr. Steve,
agony.
you're still there?
Oh, sorry, Steve.
Yeah, still here.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
No. I'm just.
That fucking guy falling.
It's the greatest.
What, the hurdle guy?
Yeah, what a dick.
It's amazing. I'm thinking he had a pulled fucking.
But he got right up.
Yeah,
and
he
then
ran the other lanes. He just mistimed it. Like you can see, like he jumped a half a nanosecond too soon and didn't get the height you got to get.
But
these guys get anything.
But these guys are quote professionals. That's all they do.
The first one, Jimmy.
Right.
Well, that's the problem. Again, he was there was something going on. He just jumped wrong, and then the whole thing
Nothing.
He somersaulted with it on him.
Yes.
Wow, what a fucking... He immediately created a new event.
Yeah. that was better than watching Bolt's run. That was my favorite moment in the Olympics.
It works. It works. The agony of
favorite
defeat.
moment, man.
The agony.
Anything else, Dr. Steve?
No. Weird Medicine, 10 p.m. Saturday nights, Eastern.
All right. Did you like the beach volleyball at least?
Yeah, you know what? There's a woman javelin thrower, I think. You look her up, just hot javelin thrower.
All right, for the U.S.?
Hot javelin.
No,
throw.
I think she's Brazilian, but I'm not sure.
Okay, that sounds hot to me.
Yeah, let's look at some hot Olympic athletes. Or hot Olympians.
The sort of prototypical Olympic athlete is a little bit too scrawny for my, I like women with big tits.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like the milky cereals.
Right.
How many times have you said that while putting a toe tag on?
But there is the
middle
javelin thrower that drives me absolutely crazy.
I think she's from Peru. I remember her. I don't think she was in these Olympics.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, go to the third picture in, the fourth picture in.
That's her?
Oh, that might not be her. That's a new one.
How terrifying would it be to have her jerk you off?
Oh, these bitches.
That one. That's the one right there. Go down here.
Which one?
Right here. Over. No.
Ooh,
Over.
that girl hot. Oh, goddamn. Good God almighty.
This one right here. One more over.
What?
Right there. Yeah, this girl.
This bitch is fine.
Yeah, she was in the London Olympics.
Where's she from?
Francesca Piccinini.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's her.
You know her, right?
That's the
one
one.
you were talking about. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
that's what I'm talking about.
Well, now we're watching the Chinese
where are you
University games. What happened?
I was sending it to Paul when you were done with that. There was another hurdler that you got to see. This Chinese guy. He just plows through everything because he can't clear the hurdle.
Oh, okay.
It just destroys the race for everybody.
And to Dr. Steve's point, the middle distance and long distance runners in the Olympics, they all looked anorexic. They were.
Oh, yeah, long distance, definitely.
They look so like sickly.
Well, they have to be.
Yeah, they got to be as light as they
all
can.
that fat up. I mean, it just
Right.
And my niece was a ballerina, and she went through a lot of that stuff. And
I don't know.
they were so lean that they didn't have periods and stuff like that.
I don't know what you just said. We're looking at a girl completely naked, just playing her sport.
What a lovely girl.
this the
Francesca
same
Piccinini,
girl?
yeah.
Yeah, this is what happens after.
Got her titties all out? Goddamn.
What happens after the Olympics? Because most of these people realize the medal doesn't get them anywhere, so then they have to fucking do some of this other shit.
She's very pretty.
Yeah.
She's unbelievable.
Go back to the Peruvian. Yeah, that's that.
Shit.
Yeah, that's her. That's not her.
That's not the same
Different
chick.
girls.
Yeah, no. Look up her.
Damn, that girl fine.
Yeah, look up her.
Shit.
I'm trying to think of Olympic talk. I wouldn't mind jiggling her medals, guys. Fucking terrible news talk. Yeah, I wouldn't mind running with her for 100 meters. All right.
Oh no, her name's Lauren Franco.
It's a different chick.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Jared,
the one.
oh, okay, the other
That's
one.
the one.
What?
Lauren
Every name I
Franco.
say, you're gonna just say that's
No,
it?
that's the one.
Yeah, she's got big fucking tits. I like her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she was all right. She wasn't in these Olympics.
Oh, this girl is unbelievable.
Wow, she's got no brassiere on.
That's this tits. Oh, my God, she's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually they're
that's-
too scrawny, but her big fat fucking tits, I wouldn't mind sucking those.
Why is she walking down the runway with one tit out? Isn't that the new look?
That's the way to do it.
And this makes my point. No genetic
she's so
testing
good.
needed.
Right.
God. No genetic testing
I'll test them
needed.
genetics, nigga.
You just know.
I'll test them motherfucking genetics, nigga.
All right.
Ooh!
Now, what are we looking for? There was a couple things. You said a javelin thrower. Oh, no, that was the old javelin. Okay.
Damn, she fine,
What
wasn't
else was we had to look at? The Chinese hurdler?
Okay.
Yeah, this is from about 4 years ago, but he just destroys the race for everybody.
He just runs right through.
Look to the left when this starts.
I think we'll know exactly what's going on without you having to say that. Missed.
He knocked it over, he knocked it over, he knocked it over.
And now he's like, fuck it.
Now he's running straight through them. This guy's had enough of jumping. And then he fell in front of everyone.
He's in the wrong
Now
lane.
he's just messing up everyone's race.
He's just a dick.
He's just a dick.
He's having some fun.
And look at his little body.
He doesn't look like he's in shape to be doing that.
No.
Oh my God, no. He's built like Bobby Lee, just fucking running through hurdles.
All right, Dr. Steve.
All right.
I was going to let you go there, buddy.
Yeah, let's get back to that girl with big fucking tits.
Jeez.
I like big tits. That was such an abrupt thing to say.
So hot. Look at this picture.
Well, I like them.
Me too.
Like, what's the one with the titty just out for no reason?
Yeah, once in a while you just pop
She's
up.
on
It's a modeling shot.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, it's buy this dress for a girl.
She's from another country. They're not as uptight as we are in America.
Tits, yeah.
I would do everything.
Yeah, just show your tit.
We're very uptight about tits here.
Yes, we are. Ooh, wow.
For no reason. Who needs a reason?
Oh, yes. You see that?
Oh, wow.
A little camel cam.
Damn.
Little toe action.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
She's hot.
Hairy arms, though.
I like that, though.
No, I don't. You like
She had
hairy arms?
But it's like light hair. She had like light color.
That's a very Brazilian thing.
It's
They'll dye it
Brazilian.
blonde. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a fashion thing.
Really?
Yeah, on
She's
the legs, too.
Brazilian, Yeah, they dye it on the legs and the arms.
They dye it like almost like
See?
a peroxide blonde.
Yeah. You see her arms?
Check out the Filipino platform diver who belly flopped.
Oh, yeah.
God, I want to have sex with this
Oh,
girl.
belly! A lot of people saying that. And then a Russian springboard diver belly flopped. Dr. Steve, you want to leave?
No, I'm looking at Francesca.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm going to tug my prick before I go to work.
If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna whack my bag real quick. Well, you guys babble about the Olympics.
Oh yeah, this dude who belly flops, he actually won the gold medal 4 years ago, and he came in last place this
Looks
year.
like Sean Rouse.
Yeah.
6.
All right, let's see this. We'll just tweet out this shit for you people.
Zakharov. Oh, what happened there? That was...
And he hit his
Well
head.
done. Well done.
He had
Well
a bad
done.
Olympics.
He didn't
had a bad
bounce
Olympics.
properly. Watch. You can see immediately
It's just bad.
Oh, what happened?
his legs didn't. He just
There, that was...
that was awful.
Disaster. What
On one of these dives too, he hit his head on the board.
Was he the guy?
He hit it. He did it this year. He had a bad Olympics. He won gold 4 years ago.
And now he couldn't get it together.
He belly flopped. He hit his head on one dive.
Right.
He came in last place.
Oh, what happened there?
It was windy though too. It was windy in Brazil for the outside diving.
And then somebody said back in the Berlin Olympics they dressed a guy up as a chick for the high jump to win the medal or something.
Well, let's see it.
I don't know. The guy left. I wanted to
Here's
go
when
to-
he hit his head. Oh, that's when he hit his foot. He hit his foot on the board.
This was these Olympics?
Yeah, same shit. This
What
guy,
the fuck's wrong with this guy?
he had a bad
stinks.
Olympics.
But he won the gold 4 years
He
ago.
won the gold.
that guy stinks to high heaven. Hey,
was
sir, you
embarrassing.
stink at diving.
But he won the
Ooh.
diving team that's really bad at diving. Okay, let's.
Oh my God! I enjoy watching people.
He like he got shot in midair.
He lands on his back at the
Yay.
Olympics.
No, this is not the Olympics. Can't be.
No, I'd like to go to the Olympics and get in, and then just do cannonball.
The Lindy.
Yeah, just
Do the whole, what was it called?
triple Lindy.
The triple Lindy. Right.
Triple Lindy.
Embarrassing moments of Filipino divers in SEA Games 2015.
I love who decided to put this together.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so many bad Filipino divers. We can make a video.
They finally said, fuck it, we got to put them all together.
First of all, he's flying way too far
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he doesn't have the rotation figured out. How's your heart on there, Dr. Steve?
I'm tugging it right now to a Mary Lou Retton shit video.
Now I'm checking out Allison Stokey.
Allison Stokey.
Yeah, I'm tweeting it out to you right now. Not too bad.
Ah, this nigga done dug up Mary Lou for a shit joke.
Go to Allison Stokey. This is what Dr. Steve's looking at.
Stokk.
Oh, we got your tweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr.
Huge.
Steve.
Oh my God, is she pretty?
Wow, now we go Google image her
Wow.
She could stokey my fire.
Good one.
Oh,
Thanks.
shit.
I didn't hear you.
She could stokey my fire. It was kind of a statement. Wow, wait.
Oh, my God.
She has a lot of Instagram followers. I don't blame people. I may go give her a follow myself.
Yeah, why not? She fine. Where? What?
I'm going to try to DM her.
Damn. Is she American, this girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is she lovely. You know how disappointed she'd be in me in every way?
I don't know. They say women like a sense of humor there, Jimmy.
They do, but they like abs too.
Yeah, they do. Man, she's wow.
Oh, that pole vault position.
Look at that camel toe. How old is she?
Right before that pole like straightens out, they're in a good position.
They sure are.
I got a pole straightening out right now.
27.
What?
She's 27.
Oh, that's perfect. She married?
Born in 89, March 22nd.
Wait, right there you can see on Wikipedia. Go to her personal life.
Yeah.
You're going to stalk her?
No. I just want to send her a little message. Hey, I enjoy jokes. You want to come have a few big lofts, and I'll spell it Loffs, and she'll be like, oh, this guy's cute. I'll be like, just don't Google me. I'll put that in capital letters. Just don't Google me. Hey, do you want to get together? I'm a comedian. I'd love to meet you. And then capital letters. Just don't Google me. It's all lies.
What an animal.
Stupid Google.
Damn, boy, does Google wreck things. Yeah, she's really beautiful. What a lovely girl.
Oh, my God.
Wow, look at that camel toe. Oh, she does yoga?
Wow.
I can tell her. We're talking about yoga. What do you prefer? Downward dog, vinyasa? Talk to me, honey.
You're yelling.
I know, but I'm anxious. I finally got her attention, so I'd panic and try to talk yoga. What do you like doing? You like planking? Talk to me, honey.
I don't think
So you're a comedian? Yeah, I'm Jim Norton. Just don't Google me. It's all lies.
I don't think yelling goes along with yoga, though.
I don't know why. I'm trying to get her focused.
Taking a few yoga classes. They're very soft-spoken in their
They
classes.
really are. Go to that picture of her in the white shorts.
Yes, please.
White spandex should be the uniform of every Olympian.
Yes, please.
Oh, my God.
She is.
Good call there, Dr. Steve.
Yeah, Doctor, I got to be honest. Dr. Steve really is fucking getting it moving this morning with the sexual chatter. Yeah, I like those. What E-Rock gave me a suggestion, and he's not wrong, the soupy hot tub that the divers use.
Oh, the soupy tub?
Yeah, I like the soupy tub. Sometimes I'll scoop my glass in there and just drink their soupy diver water. Give a toast. Yeah, I'll give a little toast to one of my friends, and we'll go ejaculate inside the restroom.
The diving events were weird. They hand them a tiny little towel. They shower, then they hot tub together in between diving.
Yeah, some people do the shower.
Especially the synchronized diving. That is weird.
Yeah.
What's her name? Allison Stokey?
Allison Stokey.
Yeah.
Pool life is weird.
Are you following her now?
No, I have to sign it to Instagram.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go on to...
She's fine. God, that girl's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really pretty, man.
She never been on the show. Y'all need to get her in here.
I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
We probably could now. In the next week or so is when they do the tours.
Yeah.
Is she competing this year?
We're going to have Olympians marching through here, I'm sure. We'll be holding maybe one of these gold medals. We usually do every 4 years, right?
She's so in shape, this girl.
Allison's...
Oh, my God.
Which one is she?
She's the one with the hat.
You know, man,
Yeah, but her friend is all right, too.
Yeah, friend's all right, too.
I know you guys are trying to encourage me, but I don't think I have a shot with her.
Give it a try.
Of course you do, Jimmy.
Give it a try.
Damn, that girl's fine.
Where are you at now, Dr. Steve? Have you moved on to something else on your Google?
Yeah, there's an American skeet shooter named Amber Hill.
That's what you are while looking at this stuff.
Yeah. He's over here skiing.
Amber
I'm
Hill?
skate shooting.
Go to Amber Hill.
Kind of cute.
Testosterone levels are lowering.
This is Dr. Steve's pervert switch, though. It's the fucking Olympics. Every 4 years, I just repaint a wall.
Oh, yeah, she's a cutie. She's what?
19.
Yeah, that's a little old, but we'll still look at the pictures.
She's all right.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
She has a few shots of herself in, I don't know why, skimpy
But that's her?
lingerie for no reason other than she's a skeet shooter.
Oh, she's bad. She's bad.
But her tits aren't big enough.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is? Sometimes when Dr. Steve's looking at her, his wife will be like, "What are you doing in there?" He'll just hear the tugging. Flatso. He's just yelling at the TV.
Right.
Flatso.
Hey, Flatty McNo-Tits, get off my screen.
Just keep hearing the Olympic theme from the bathroom.
She's cute.
All the girls are D's, but they're Flatsos. Steve.
Oh, she doesn't want to be a sex symbol. I get it.
Who doesn't want to be a sex symbol?
Allison Stokey.
Oh, shut up.
She said she doesn't want to be. I get it. I mean,
Look
it's
at
a
her
hard
pictures.
You don't want to be a sex symbol.
You don't want to be a sex symbol, but you got pictures of you in your black lacy bra.
Are you talking to me?
Exactly. What are you talking about?
No, it's too late. You're a sex symbol.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
You're in.
I know you guys are trying to encourage me because you guys think that I'm really hot, but I don't think I have a shot with her.
You got it.
That's an age thing.
You just can't yell at her, though.
Yeah, I would just tell her, just don't Google me in capital letters. So you do comedy? I really do. Just don't Google me. It's lie after lie after lie. I'll write that. It's lie after lie after lie.
You the hashtag that whole thing.
With a lot of exclamation points. Yeah, she doesn't want to be a sex symbol. Then maybe you shouldn't lift weights like that.
Oh, she looks
All her
good,
shots are sexy.
She can't help it. That's, oh my God.
How'd she do in the Olympics? Look at that.
That's a different chick. That's a different chick.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I agree with you. Who cares? But did she do okay?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Was she doing all right in this Olympics?
I got to get to work with a big old rod, so I'll see.
Oh, God. I got to swing by the mortuary and take care of this thing. All right.
Dr.
Goodbye.
Steve.
Bye, Steve. This is your
Thank you, buddy.
out music.
When he hears this music, his dick starts to leak the way a breast will when a baby cries. Ba, 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 and his dick just starts drooling. Oh, Christ.
Time to look for the big-titted monsters.
For Pete's sake. I don't like that. That's not her.
That's a nice Heine.
Oh, that's a nice
They're
Heine.
saying it's her Heine. Yeah, she's lovely.
She's a good-looking girl, man.
So, let's take a break. We
Lovely
got Sherrod
woman.
Small here. Black and White. When does it come back?
After the Labor Day. Damn, I want to have sex with this girl.
Black and White on A&E, but they could catch up,
Yes,
right?
Black and White on A&E. You can catch up. Yes, on demand right now. Check out the first 3 episodes on demand.
All right, and we got Ann Coulter coming in. She wrote another book in Trump We Trust. Wow.
She wrote that in two fucking weekends. She's a book writing son of a bitch.
I feel bad. I just got the book, so I don't know anything about it.
That's all right.
I'm reading Amy Schumer's book. 200 pages in. The book is fucking great.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm just
Really?
a slow reader. It's hard for me to read anything. Like, I don't know if it's ADD or the lack of focus these days.
It's because of our fucking phones, and then you pick up a book and realize that's a whole nother world now.
But I want to go out and
You gotta leave your phone somewhere.
It's so hard to I enjoy the book, but I can't get more than 2 or 3 pages. I get anxious. Like when I'm getting to the end of anyone's book in the chapter, I get anxious reading it. I don't know why that is.
You should just put a time limit, like just say for the next hour I'm gonna read. Instead of just thinking about what you're reading and how many pages you're going through, just put a time on it.
Yeah, maybe that would help. I'm trying to make myself do it more, you know? I'll pack off.
I'm really enjoying it, though. I DM'd her last night to tell her how great the book is.
Oh.
She's coming in here tomorrow. She said, thank you. Clever, funny, unguarded, some of the words that I would describe.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's amazing.
Starts off with her an open letter to her own vagina.
Okay.
That's how the book starts. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good book. Dear Vagina, and then she's apologizing for all the shit that happened to her vagina.
Dear Vagina, you didn't have to write it twice. I didn't. Little joke.
But really, really good job, Amy. And we'll see you tomorrow. Sherrod Small. So Jimmy's going to Buffalo this weekend.
And then my taping is October 7th. Returning to the Lincoln Theater. That's why I avoided DC on this tour. It's my next special.
Nice.
Very psyched about this one. I feel very good about this. Yeah, I do. I'm happy to be shooting.
You look good.
Thank you.
Like you're happy about it.
I am.
Nice. How long has it been? Has it been a minute?
Since I shot?
Yeah.
About a year and a few months, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Year and a half.
Year and a half, maybe, yeah.
We were up there in Boston. It was like, it was still cold.
That's right. I shot in
freezing.
January of 2015. Yes.
Yeah.
So, year and a half. That's about right.
Yeah, almost, okay.
Be almost 2 years.
And then Australia's
Do you
around
prefer
the corner.
that?
No, I prefer I would love to do every 13 or 14, but again, this time with the Trump stuff, that has to kind of, come out because it won't be timely. It's better that I've waited.
What happened with Trump?
No, just the idea, I don't I actually gave a real answer. Well, technically, guys, I'm trying to break down my process. Boo.
When we come back.
Australian hurdler.
What?
Yes.
She's an Australian hurdler.
Who's the one that shakes her ass?
That's her too? Yeah, she's
Catherine Hepburn.
Michelle, very nice. Michelle Jenke or Janecki or whatever her name is. She's the one that does the wiggle before she starts her races.
Oh, really?
Was she in the Olympics this year?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, everyone talked about her. You've seen this video.
Hot Olympic girls, man.
You've seen this video.
No.
Show him the original video. You had to have seen this.
Did you get
Second
a
one
little shaky?
down.
A little shaky poo?
Yeah, this is how she fucking warms up for her races. You've never seen this. She jumps up and down and just goes from side to side with her hips.
No, I never want to see anything else but this.
Look at the girl to the left, disgusted.
Yeah, she hates it. She's
and the other girl, disgusted. But that's how she gets ready for her races. She wiggles about.
Oh, my goodness.
She's like getting
That's
her hips
sexy.
and her legs loose, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't hurt that she's hot as hell.
Sexy as shit.
She's shaking her booty.
Yes. All right, we break now. We'll
Oh,
talk
my
about
God.
Doc Gooden when we get back. We told you guys. We knew this shit.
Yeah, he's not doing...
Doc Gooden's not doing well. It's on the front page of our paper.
Yeah.
We'll
Old
explain
man
a
on
little bit
cocaine.
next.
Never a
and
good thing.
Never a good thing, right?
Not when you old and doing it. Unless
Yeah.
you started old, then it's the best thing.
Yeah.
If you 65 and you first did cocaine, it's like, good for you, man.
But if you've been doing
Good for you.
since you were 18 and you're now
Then
in your
it's a
50s,
bad look.
that's
It's a bad
That's
look.
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can't be good. We'll get into that other thing. Stay there. Yeah, we are live from Suplex City this morning
Suplex City.
with Jim Norton and Sherrod Small.
Indeed.
You guys remember the band Three Doors Down?
Yeah.
You remember them at all,
no.
Jimmy? What was their big hit era? Kryptonite, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that song. There's a song, the parody of that song was done. I forget the guy's name who did it. I think we played it when we first came back on the air.
Eric something. I remember you talking about this.
Yeah.
Huh?
This guy did a great parody of Kryptonite. But it was about Christopher Reeve's accident. It was before he died.
I have no recollection
It was
of this one.
I forget his name. It was a really...
Let me see if I have it.
Yeah, play the original. Just you got that?
Paul, pull up the original.
Huh?
Yeah, I like the original.
Three Doors Down.
Kryptonite. Yeah, I forgot that's what they were called.
Yeah, they were a 1990s band, right?
What about these guys?
Guitarist is dead.
What?
Found in a hallway in a hotel.
Was he fucked up?
They don't know much yet.
They don't know yet.
Guitarist Matt Roberts found dead in a hotel hallway. Cause unknown. I believe he left the band a few years ago because he had issues.
Drug problem?
I don't know how they're hinting at. It might have been something like that.
Is the guy in the hat over there in the fedora?
That's the problem. It's judgment. Not good.
Daryl Roberts told TMZ he believes his son, 38, died of an accidental overdose
Matt
of prescription pills. That is sad.
Do they have a lot of hits or just this?
Holding my hand.
This was a huge hit.
In my superhuman mind kryptonite. I know a little bit of everything.
That was, but none of it well.
None of it well. Kryptonite.
I think the answer is yeah. They had a few other hits. I don't know their catalog right now. I was going to try to
They were pretty big though, and they were
Without
Google
You.
Doll big.
This has more
Like
this
Glue
has more
Dolls.
views.
Yeah, this has 253 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, you know this one too. Here Without You.
I don't know this one.
You sure?
Really?
Yeah.
We'll hit it to chorus.
Okay. I know
There we
it's
go,
very
yeah.
slowly shot.
You hate things shot slow.
Yeah, I really do. It's very slow motion-y. No.
Why are you getting mad?
It's good, though. I actually enjoy it.
You really don't remember this? No. This
Yeah,
was
they played the
everywhere.
shit out of this song.
Yeah. But then you'll come up with some obscure movie line. It's so weird.
Yeah, my brain is weird.
It's weird because
But
this
it holds
song.
on too.
I don't expect you to be a fan of them, but that song was everywhere, man.
I probably heard it. It didn't register. My memory is really weird.
It's strange because then a movie line will register. You know what I'm saying?
I'll remember something from Dog Day Afternoon, but I don't remember what gender I'm supposed to date.
Is that what you're telling yourself?
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot. Oh, that's right.
Oh, whoopsie. What's more? Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's really weird the things I remember, and my memory is amazing and shit at the same time.
Yeah.
I find it amazing over the years because these are songs that are just you can't avoid. You walk into I don't know a store it's on or whatever. You hear blasting from a
always
car
on.
or
department store,
or someone gives you a ride and they have a pop channel on and you
Yeah.
hear this shit. I never downloaded a Three Doors down song, but
I had it all. I think I had the album, the CD back in the night, like 96 or 95.
Sad news, though. The guitarist dead. He's not even that old. How old was he?
38. But this isn't from 95, is it? No.
No, this was later than that. What?
Okay.
When was this?
2002?
Okay.
So,
That's
they
hard.
came
Yeah,
out
it's
around
14 years ago. You're 24. You get this hot... Were they still in the band? Or were they still a band, or they no?
I think
right now?
Still,
It said that he left the band.
He's gone, but the band's still together.
It says the band's still active.
Okay.
These bands, they just keep going, man.
Yeah.
You know, what else are they going to do?
Three Doors Downing.
Cruise ships need entertainment, motherfucker.
3 Doors Downing. They're still 3 Doors
Thanks,
Downing, yes.
Well, they have a lot of gigs lined up.
They sure do. All over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, they working.
Kryptonite.
There he is. That's sad. It wasn't the guy in the fedora. It's the other guy with the Scully hat.
Yeah.
Speaking of musical instruments,
That one won't even stink. It's too loud.
it was too loud
That was
for
just
sing.
cute. Sometimes I'm very cute.
We're going to find that one dead in the hallway in 5 minutes. Oh, God. Oh, Randy Orton injury update. Thank you, Paul. This is what we need for the show today.
That slice.
We started with this.
Stitches?
10 staples.
Staples.
Are there any people out there thinking it was a fake blood, like the old days?
Oh, that looks real.
Well, they used to razor blade themselves back then, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when we get these older guys come in here, they all have lines across their foreheads.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
So what did they say about his injury? 10 staples and he's fine?
Yeah, he'll be all right. Darryl Strawberry leading fight to help reeling Doc Gooden save his life. We had Doc Gooden in here a couple of years ago. Maybe, I'm trying to remember exactly when, and he was in rough shape back then.
When he came in, you thought he was high when he was here?
I wouldn't say he was high, but you could tell he was struggling.
Right.
He seemed a little zooted.
And we said that before.
Look at it. Yeah, man. Oh, it's like Darryl Strawberry kind of still look like that.
And Doc Gooden,
Doc looked like emaciated that.
he looks pretty good there.
Yeah, there he looks great. But the picture later on?
Yeah, because he's a lot thinner than that picture. What year is that picture from?
And that's not 2010.
2010. So he's had a drastic drop off in the last 6 years. He's emaciated looking.
Yes.
And he shakes a lot. Did you see the Doc and Darryl 30 for 30?
No.
It was amazing.
I got to see that one.
And they were
I got a couple I got to catch up on.
They're in a diner in Queens, so they're talking to each other, and then they're showing all the clips in the story.
Right.
And Doc can't even sit still for like 2 seconds. He's fidgety and moving, and he's moving in a way where he's just struggling.
It's like, yeah.
But no one would officially say it. Everyone's like,
oh, they all skated around there while he was shooting at 30 for 30?
A little bit. We had the director in here. And,
oh, yeah.
Everyone kind of skated around the issue going, I hope he's doing okay. To me, it was pretty damn obvious.
Oh, so you had the director in here the same time that you had...
No. See, we had Doc for something else. Okay. That was the famous day with David Lee Roth. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things ever, where Doc was spilling his guts how partying ruined his life, and David's not hearing that. He's thinking, oh my God, another great party story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's David's perpetual state of jocularity.
He was excited, like we were just sharing crazy party stories. No, this guy was spilling his guts out.
Jay was here too? Jay Moore that day? I don't remember.
Was it Jay that day?
Wow.
It was, look at David Lee Roth. He just...
Doc's looking at the wrong camera, of course.
Wait, Anthony was here still, so I thought...
yeah.
So that's more than 2 years ago. I felt like it wasn't that long ago.
So this is... Okay, yeah, so how long ago was this? 2013.
See, he looks pretty good there.
Yeah, he looks good there. Like the last 2 years have been rough.
Good, Jimmy.
I'm wearing the same shirt. In that video, I'm wearing the same fucking shirt I'm wearing now.
Are you really?
Yes, collar. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are, you little bastard. You still fit in the same shit.
I love a good little collared tee. Little boy dresses up for work.
He looks much better in this footage.
He does. He might have been sober there.
Yeah, and then maybe...
Wow, he's dying.
He's dropped off.
And he's dying now.
That was 2013. I would have sworn it was like a little over a year ago. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So he came in for something else. He looked great. As you could see.
He looked great right there. Now look at him.
As you could see. You don't age that much in 3 years.
What is he, a president? Why he fucking...
He's aging like a president.
No, that's too much.
In office. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, shit.
That's a drastic drop-off in 3 years.
Drastic.
He's emaciated. He looks way older than he is.
I can't believe that.
When the 30 for 30 hit, that was a big deal for ESPN, and they wanted both those guys to go around promoting, and Doc didn't. It was just Darryl Strawberry promoting. We had Darryl in for that. And he was hinting like, oh, I hope he's doing okay. But now we finally see he's not doing okay.
Now he looks like, you want to hang with old Eddie Kane. Remember that from the movie? You know
what movie?
When the 5 Heartbeats, when the dude started getting emaciated at the end, his whole life fell apart. That's what he looks like now.
What movie?
It's the 5 Heartbeats.
I don't know.
Robert Townsend?
Oh. Wow. What an obscure movie reference.
But that's your whole brain works like that.
I know, but that one I don't remember.
I don't even.
You would love that movie.
I don't even remember there was ever a movie called that.
The 5 Heartbeats?
Yeah, I don't know it at all.
Michael Wright. I met him outside the cellar one night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he lived right on.
That's right.
He lived near you, matter of fact, where you used to live.
Yeah, I don't.
This dude.
I don't.
Oh, it's about a band. 5 Heartbeats for a band. Oh, okay.
And Leon's in it. Yeah, it's a great movie. You got to watch that movie.
Leon who?
Right here.
Who's that? Leon?
He's a famous actor.
Leon.
He just goes by one name. He's like Madonna.
Oh, he does. You're right.
He goes by one name.
I don't know Leon.
Oh, that guy.
Damn, I got so much to teach you.
That guy. I've seen him in a few things.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, Leon Robinson, his birth name, but he goes by the name Leon. So it's on the front page of the cover, exclusive. Doc, we love you, but you have to stop using coke. Gut-wrenching letter begs cocaine monster Gooden to get clean before it's too late. I guess what happened...
Too late for what, though?
I think they were doing a gig for The Fan. And Doc didn't show up, and Darryl finally was like...
Oh, he had to come out and say something?
He was finally like, look, what the fuck? We got to try to save this guy's life. His girlfriend's heartfelt plea, you look like an addict. You talk like an addict. You fidget like an addict. You manipulate like an addict. You drive like an addict. You blow money like an addict. You go through women like an addict. You miss appointments like an addict. You eat like an addict. You parent your kids like an addict. So...
That's what Darryl said to him?
His ex-girlfriend, I think. I think they were together for a few years.
Girlfriend, yeah.
That was poignant in your bit. That was, wow.
I think they were together for like 4 years or something like that, and she finally couldn't take it, and had, So Darryl Strawberry's leading the fight to help Gooden if he wants the help.
Doc had car service, too, for the fan event. And he turned him down. He goes, "No, I'm pretty close to the event. They were picking him up at 4, and the thing was at 6." He's like, "No, I'll just go there on my own." And then,
he actually spoke to him.
Well, yeah, they had a car and a whole communication thing with him. And after he waved off the car service, they never heard from him again. He never showed up for the event. He just disappeared.
Just like you did for that 86 parade up in Harlem, smoking crack.
That was in the 30 for 30. It was Darryl Strawberry's job to go get him for the parade. I did see that
part. That's right. I saw that part.
And
I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see
that
part.
So then Darryl goes to the parade, and it turns out Doc Gooden was in a crack house.
Yeah.
Watching it on TV.
Yeah.
God, this guy had all the fucking talent in the world.
The whole team did. The team, they could have won. I think they could have won 3 World Series in a row.
The Metropolitans really did do well that time.
They could have won 3 in a row.
Wow.
They had talent. They were all young as shit.
And their numbers, Darryl's numbers and Doc's numbers, we said this recently, not Hall of Fame numbers. Isn't that unbelievable?
Because they only did it for a season.
To throw all that away for
show the picture of
for
him
nose
now.
candy, as we say.
Nose candy.
Pull up that picture of Doc Gooden again from now. That's startling that he looked that bad 3 years later.
Just for a little nose candy.
Little nose candy.
I'm trying to sound gritty.
He aged.
That's how he looked in the 30 for 30.
Now, where's the picture with him and what's the name of the There's a picture with him and Darryl Strawberry in like this Mets uniform, but they're older men now and they got the collared shirts on under.
Oh, that was from 2010.
No, not the one where he got a full face.
The one we just the one they just showed?
No, it was the one right before that we had up.
Because from the picture from 2010, they both
looks great.
They both look very healthy.
That's another one that we showed recently when they had the collared shirts like that.
Let me. We're looking for it. Yeah, there's been a drastic drop off just in that video.
Not that one.
The video of our interview from 2013.
He looked great.
He looked pretty good there.
And that's 2013, and now he looks like a 95-year-old man.
You don't age that much in 3 years. You just don't.
There was another picture you had up earlier that was just
sad.
But it was in it was in a jersey. But
yeah, we're a little worried he might move on to horse.
It was one of these, but with him and Darryl in the same picture, but within that.
I don't know if we're gonna find it, but
there it is.
Point taken.
That
where?
Look at him now.
Oh, fuck. What year is that? That's this year? Yeah, he looks like he has cancer.
Yes.
He looks horrible.
He looks really bad. Maybe
I'm telling you, he got cancer.
He looks horrible. What was the event? They were promoting the 30 for 30, E-Rock?
No, I think it was just like a meet and greet thing that the fan had going.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
And meanwhile, he's throwing money away because he's probably getting paid for it, unless he got paid up front.
Yeah. Did you see the 30 for 30?
I did. It was great.
Wow.
Really good.
3 years, man. From sitting right there to that shit is unbelievable.
And I mean, and then you got Darryl Strawberry, who figured out his whole life, and he actually helps people. He's got, rehab facilities all over the place.
Darryl with his giant penis. Lenny Dykstra said he has giant penis.
a huge piece.
He looked like you should, though.
Darryl came around without his wife, who means well, and certainly she saved his life.
Nice lady.
I think she dragged him out of a crack house in St. Louis, I think the story goes.
I believe that's true.
And she's all about the God, and she got Darryl into some of that God stuff.
His daughter was on Love and Hip Hop for a hot season. I guess he had to get her off of there because she was acting a goddamn whore.
Who, Darryl Strawberry?
Oh, yes. This was a year ago.
Can I see Darryl Strawberry? That's Darryl Strawberry.
That's his daughter.
Wowee.
That's his daughter right there, my man.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. And she's just as crazy as a shithouse rat. That's why I love her.
Is that body paint? That's body paint.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
a
that's
Mets,
body paint.
a
Wow,
Mets
she's
uniform.
a very chesty girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's all right there.
Very pretty girl.
Thank you, Sherrod.
And she has a kid
Wowee.
in L.A., but she had moved to like the East Coast to do that show for a hot 2 seasons or whatever.
Right. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah,
she's pretty sexy.
Diamond Strawberry is her name.
Wow, she looks very good in body paint.
You can't help but to have a stripper name, though, if your last name's Strawberry.
I know.
You want to say more obvious things? She looked very good. Who doesn't look good in body paint?
I wouldn't. I would look really bad in body paint. A little side blubber. Oh, a little side blubber boy.
They have to do the roller on the side.
That is all right. So that's...
She's a cute girl. She's nuts.
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I mean, it's up
Intervention, maybe?
It's up to Doc, right? What do you think, Jimmy? You think this is going to play out?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he'll either clean up or they'll find him dead. I mean, don't know.
After 30 years, he's been doing it for 30 years? 35?
Yeah, he can still clean up. I mean, he's in, what is he, in the early 50s, mid-50s?
Yeah,
He can live to
probably.
be 90 if he just fucking stops.
I'd say early 50s, and it looks like he was clean and doing okay for a while.
Oh, he's
there.
only 51.
51.
Wow.
51, still doing, what are they saying? It's coke,
Still
right?
doing nose candy.
Nose candy at 51. That's horrifying. You know anyone doing nose candy at 51?
Yeah.
It's horrifying, right?
It's scary as shit. It's the worst thing you can see in your life, to see an old dude zoot it.
Fuck yeah! I don't even know. I don't know any comics that age doing coke. I'm sure there are some, but I
They
can't.
play dead.
That's scary. That's unbelievable to even think about.
Any drug other than, for me, any drug other than weed that you do all the time, I think is going to kill you.
Right. You dip into that other shit, Sherrod?
I dipped into everything. I've
No,
done everything
now,
before.
do you?
No, I don't fuck with it. I can't fuck with it.
Yeah.
No
I
dip?
can't wake up now. What's dip?
Just a little marijuana and that's about it?
Oh, yeah.
Rolling your own marijuana cigarettes?
Roll them up. I partake.
Yeah, a little bit of, what do we say? Little Chiba.
A little Chiba
Yeah, 80s expression.
to straighten everyone out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried everything before, though.
So we got Coulter coming in here. And,
But I was late, though. 25, I started smoking pot or drinking, so
That's insane.
I started everything late.
I was a late bloomer at 18, I thought.
I was dancing in circles, nigga, with my friends in college. That's what I was thinking, banging girls. But drugs wasn't out shit. Or drinking. I wasn't drinking in college.
So you're straight edge.
Yep.
But that's weird, especially for college, because that's when you start doing all that stuff.
Comedy brought all that shit in my life, brother.
It was comedy.
Oh, yes.
So who
Yeah.
was it?
Jim Norton.
Jim Norton brought marijuana into your
Oh, I
life?
thought we meant boys.
Cocaine. I put cocaine. I'm like, kid, you're no good at this. Put this in your nose.
Oh, shit. Even like weed, I really started smoking pot, really, once I got into comedy.
It was the comedy world that
Then introduced you to give you access to shit. Like, even back in the day, people would be like, oh, the ghetto's full of crack. I was like, I couldn't tell you where to find crack.
Did you go away to college?
Yeah, I went in college in Maryland and
See, to
Baltimore.
me, when being a Long Island kid and going away 7 hours away to Geneseo, it was like, holy fuck, I don't know how you avoid that. the drinking and the pot, and
It just
in
wasn't
my
big
day,
for
it was all about the cocaine.
Yeah.
And then it was shrooms, and a few of the guys went nuts with the acid.
Plus, white kids, y'all had more access to shit than us. Believe it or not. Definitely in college.
It was always everywhere in college.
In college. See, that's the difference. And plus, college don't come with real time. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, you don't get really locked up for shit that you do in college.
Right.
Definitely, I know black kids, we got away with murder just because we were college kids. We had college ID in Baltimore, and they would treat the local kids.
You went to college in Baltimore and you never did drugs?
Yep.
That's strange to me.
That's life, man. But I did a lot of dancing in circles. Like, yeah, and then going and fucking girls.
But you were the minority.
No.
But you were the minority when it came to drugs in college. Weren't people doing it all around you?
People were smoking pot.
Okay.
Yeah, pot was big, but like coke and shit like that ain't big on black campuses.
Okay. Gotcha.
No.
What's the statement from Dwight Gooden's family here? From the
Maybe now, but I don't know.
He said,
on behalf of myself and my brothers and sisters, we would like to thank Daryl Strawberry, Janice, or Janice. We go with Janice there, probably. Members of the media, friends, and most of all, the fans for their concern for our father's health. His problems have been well documented and publicized through the years. At this time, our only concern is his health and that he takes care of himself. There has not been a single day that our love for him or his love for us has ever wavered. One thing that has always been constant has been our father's determination to provide for us regardless of what was going on in his life. He has always provided for us and has always been there for us. Okay.
now we hope that cocaine-using bag of shit can stop spending our inheritance and simmer down. That was a weird one to throw in there.
What a turn that was.
Well,
Yeah.
he lost his mother, too. That's what's coming up now. Their grandmother diminishing health and her passing
Yeah,
last
it's
month.
terrible, but, come on.
This has been a very hard year for our entire family with our grandmother's diminishing health and her passing last month. The stress and sadness that this brought us has been unthinkable. All right. But she was the leader of our family, and things will never be the same without her. Between this and our father's work schedule, he has been under an extraordinary amount of stress, pressure, and above all sadness. He has been planning on taking a break from the spotlight to rest and regroup and address his health. We will be pushing this respite up. We as a family are currently planning his best course of action, and thank you all for your concern, messages, and prayers. Dwight Gooden Jr.
Hopefully our dad can stop with the nose candy. Daddy's been making eye contact with himself in the mirror, and we've all had it up to here. And then in parentheses he says, my hand is by my forehead. It's respite, I think, is the word.
Respite.
I think you spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was, pushing this respite up. It still is.
It's used it wrong.
Yeah, all right.
Well, did he use it wrong or just spell it wrong? Hold on, let me check.
We will be pushing this respite up. That's a weird
weird.
sentence. No?
But it's heartbreaking is that you a grown dude and you're grown fucking father. You got to deal with this shit still. It's like addicts. It just shows you that you're addicted for life.
Oh, it's sorry, it is with an E. He's correct.
So he spelled it right?
I think it's in the wrong. Use it wrong.
Yeah, it's just a strange, whatever. We got
No, it's a period of rest or relief from something difficult or unpleasant. No,
Yeah,
he's
but
totally
say
right.
respite up.
All right.
Push the.
We're going to push this period of relaxation up. Meaning push it forward. So, no, he
Yeah.
was right. He was correct. Just an odd sentence.
Okay. Pills found at Prince's estate contain drug 50 times more powerful than heroin.
Nice. What's the drugs? Don't be selfish. Let us know what it is.
It was
A counterfeit pill.
fentanyl, right?
Fentanyl?
I think it was fentanyl. And supposedly they can't find him getting a prescription in Minnesota in the last few years, right? Prince's lethal pill collection, stars mislabeled hydrocodone, contained fentanyl, 50 times stronger than heroin, which could have caused deadly overdose while he was oblivious.
No.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's true.
I didn't.
The pills were found in his closet under a raspberry beret. And there were some found in the glove compartment of his little red Corvette. Ooh. Ooh.
I saw the smile and I knew it was coming.
Oh, no.
Man.
So how old was he? 50, right?
Prince's former dealer, Dr. D, did tell the Daily Mail that he sold Prince fentanyl in the past and once even watched him smoke the drug. God.
Smoke it?
You You've got the world by the balls. Why? What happens?
Opie, the voices, nigga. Don't matter how much money you got or fame you got, you still running from the same shit.
But to that point is...
Smoke it.
To that point, though?
Even past that. It's just like with Michael Jackson. People are like, I was Michael Jackson. It's like, nigga, this motherfucker got a tour that is sold out. He's doing 10 shows at one arena. That's a lot of pressure.
He had 50 sold-out shows at the arena in London.
Can you imagine that?
Sure, yeah, I've done that, but I mean, I can't sell out fucking Buffalo.
And let's imagine the pressure that comes with that shit.
No pressure at all. I just go in there, I dance, I sing, I tap my shoes, I twist my hat. Pay me! Yeah, he had 50 fucking sold-out shows, and he couldn't sleep, so he's probably like had to panic about rehearsals.
And you know how we panic over the show? You got 10 shows in a month. Imagine 50 sold out. Everyone, it's fucking millions and millions.
Yeah, that was one weekend.
That's one weekend. What?
To the point you decide propofol is the way you're going to sleep and have a doctor hanging out?
I can see that.
Administering the propofol?
I can see that.
Creepy old Conrad Murray.
I can see that.
He is a creep. You can see it gets to that point. I can't see that.
I can see that.
I can see where you want to get away a little bit, a little marijuana, maybe something a little stronger than that, maybe some Xanax or...
I wouldn't do it, but I can see why somebody would do it.
So it gets to that point.
Michael Jackson? I mean, the point is the biggest star in the world.
Good song.
Billie Jean. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. You need sleep, and if you can't sleep before you got a O2 Arena 5 shows the next day.
But what about it? Just a good sleeping pill, and then...
And you've been doing it for 25 years. You've been taking pills for 25 years.
Yeah, but Prince's thing, I mean, it's just a sign of the times.
How many have you worked in so far?
Only
That's three.
Did I miss it? I feel like I missed one or two. I don't go that deep in his catalog.
It's a whole nother ball game of pressure, man.
Yeah.
I guess. What else is going on in the world?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I cried.
Is that one of his songs?
No. I didn't say I did, and I realized that while I was doing it, this is what it sounds like when doves cry.
And when you look at somebody like James Brown, look at James Brown. He worked all the time,
right?
But he did other drugs. All these guys do something to balance it out,
to escape
the drinking, the drugging, something, the whoring.
I get it to a point. I guess what I'm saying. I don't know.
Look at Ray Charles. Ray fucking Charles.
Yeah, he can't.
Drugs, man, and heroin. He was on heroin just to keep up with that shit. That schedule, it's crazy.
Who was on the heroin?
Ray Charles.
Yeah,
blind but still shooting up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now Stevie Wonder might be the real gift.
He's tried to shoot up, but he missed. Couldn't find his arm. Where's my arm? Yeah, he's blind.
But if Ray Charles is blind and he was doing it, so someone was shooting up for him?
They got it for him, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But was he able to shoot up himself?
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah. You can just feel your vein, I'm sure.
He set himself up all the time. It was in a movie, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd run out of veins that you could feel.
Well, to me, if you could play the piano while you're blind, you could find your vein.
I guess.
He had pretty good eye-hand coordination.
Right. Or he just kept poking until he hit something.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yes. Then finally got a yes in there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what thing Stevie Wonder could find. It's the fucking snack cupboard. Boy, he's really getting fat. Stevie's fattening up.
He knows where those Oreos are at all times.
He certainly does.
He is so solid.
I like the treats I can't see.
Wouldn't that be the easiest? You just hide his snacks.
Yeah, put them somewhere else.
Who's going to hide his snacks? You're going to get fired.
Can I have some cookies? Yeah, here you are, fat boy, and it's Triscuits. Have a Triscuit, fatty. Have a Triscuit. You and Sandy Duncan with her one eye.
But if you think about it, he's sitting down all the time behind a piano, so he got secretary spread.
Yes, he does.
He's got some wide.
He's got the wide hips, birthing blind hips.
Blind people really like Stevie Wonder, don't they?
Oh boy.
People like him, but he's just,
royalty.
Little Stevie Wonder.
That's right.
He started out like
sure.
10 years old, blind and 10 performing.
Yeah, every guy's dream. What do you look like? I don't know. Where do you get a bunch of them, for Pete's sake?
We got Ann Coulter here. She's early.
You're out of control.
I do want to tinkle.
Yeah, we could take a little break and get her in here early, I guess. Is there anything else before we get heavy into some politics?
Man.
If you want, I have that parody that Jim was referencing.
Oh, yes,
earlier.
please. Yes, I knew there was something.
I could play that to break.
No, let me hear it a little bit.
My gosh.
Let me hear it a little bit.
We played this on the show years ago.
I think when we started.
No, this was a live version. There's a live version that was better.
This is the one that was off his website.
If I fell off my horse, would you still call me Superman? I broke 2 vertebrae and I'm never gonna walk again. The only things I move are my lips and eyes, 'cause I'm paralyzed.
Oh, man.
That was a brutal, fucking song parody. That's my favorite song parody of all time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's a live version he does. It moves a little faster, but this is clearer audio. Lyrically, it's really well done. It's a great parody.
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play it for a while.
Yeah.
Because Jim couldn't stop laughing every time.
I could not. I don't know if I've ever enjoyed. I enjoy that more than Sabbath.
Is that your favorite parody of all time? Even better than My Dick's All Shitty?
Yeah, I think so, because the thing about this is so brutal and so well written.
Right.
Like, it's fucking, and it ties in perfectly.
Yeah, but the passion in My Dick's All Shitty.
Yeah, that was good.
My dick's all shitty.
This is a damn good one.
My dick's all shitty from your ass. My dick's all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your ass.
Wait a minute.
He sells it. Fucking guy sells it. That's all. That's fine.
Oh, my God, no. That was great.
I just love how he's just over the top.
It was right there all this time. Mm-hmm. My dick's all shitty.
My dick's all My dick's all shitty from your ass. My dick's all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your asshole.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
All right. Why don't we get some plugs in? Going to take a break, then we're gonna get Ann Coulter in here.
I got Helium this weekend, Thursday through Sunday. The comedy club. I'm now working out my set religiously. I got Australia coming up in September 15th and 16th. I'm making up Minneapolis and Pittsburgh. So if you can come out, and then I got Toronto at the end of the month. I got Levity Live in West Nyack, warming up all for Lincoln Theater, where I'm shooting my new special October the 7th. It's where I shot Monster Rain, and then after that I go to Reno for the first time. I'm really happy to get. I want to get up there and Michael Corleone. Remember the Corleones moved to Reno?
Yes. They have the wedding in Reno.
Yeah, I'm hoping to kill a hooker in that same brothel at the Senator.
Reno rules.
I've never been there. Never been there.
I skied.
Oh, no, I
skied there.
I'm going to get up there and see old Dennis.
Reno is all right.
Yes.
Sherrod Small taking a little break from Black and White.
Yes, Black and White. Yeah, we'll be back after Labor Day. But we got a race for us this Wednesday. We got Ashla Blazer Biden coming in.
Who's that?
Joe Biden's daughter, the Vice President of the United States of America.
What's that about?
Yeah, Ashley's a
Needs
friend.
a little weed.
She's a friend of mine.
Needs a little weed.
We might have.
Stopping by for some weed, and that's pretty cool.
No, she's great. She's gonna be great.
And Black and White, you can catch up. It's on A&E.
Yes, check it on demand right now. Yeah.
Hey, can we play the Metallica song going into break?
Yeah.
Metallica, it's got a new album coming out, and they debuted Hardwired. Is that the name of the song or the album?
I'm not sure, but it is the song.
I'm not sure. It's maybe it's the title track off their new album. I don't know much about it, but this song is pretty cool. Metallica, Hardwired, live from Minneapolis, Minnesota. As we go to break, we got Ann Coulter coming in studio.
Annage. Sure that she did an episode of Black and White. She was terrific.
Yeah,
yeah. She came in and represented.
Ooh,
she thought she'd get a whole
look at Ann Coulter.
Yeah, can't escape it.
Wow, wait. Wow, wait.
Great dress.
Hello, it's good to see you too, but I expected
you saw how happy she was to see me out there? You saw that?
Lovely.
You're looking lovely, Ann Coulter.
Thank you.
I don't like the fact Sherrod got a hug first. And there's a lot of people in this country who didn't like it.
His grandparents didn't like it.
We didn't get a hug like that.
You got to earn it, though. You got to earn it.
How do we earn that hug, Ann Coulter?
Put me on your TV show. When is our show running?
Yes, it's coming on after the holiday. The episode will be on after Labor Day.
Black and White on A&E.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You were great on it.
That was fun.
Killed it.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. My
Good.
book comes out tomorrow. This is my first big interview.
Wow, we're just going to hang out, right?
Well, that's why you're my first big interview.
Start off easy. This is your 12th book, is it really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
12 books?
What the?
How do you make yourself write so much? I can't make. I'm so distracted so easily.
Oh, your book is hilarious.
Thank you, but I'm too distracted. I want to do a third. I had done two. I want to do a third one. But I can't make myself write. I write like a paragraph or 6 paragraphs, and I just stop and I go do something else. And we all know what I go and do. It's exactly what you think it is.
You know how many books you'd be up to, Jimmy?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Jimmy would have
loads.
Oh my God! If it wasn't for pornography, I'd be a writing motherfucker. But I just can't stop.
Oh man, you'd be prolific.
So what do you do? Like, how do you just shut down and just start writing?
Yeah, well, this was an exciting topic. Trump. I was following him, obviously, from the moment he won my heart with that Mexican rapist speech.
Yes, you loved that speech. Boy.
Yes, that won me over. I was thinking about it.
That was how Eddie Murphy's Raw, I said. That's what.
I used to until that speech, I thought of him the way the Never Trumpers think of him now. I did think he was mildly ridiculous. If he came on TV, I'd change the channel. And now they keep quoting back some of the things he said before he was running for president. And they are kind of stupid. He sounds like Bill O'Reilly. It's just, conventional, blowhardy.
Shots fired!
Pew, pew! Sort of the blowhardy, conventional wisdom. But then, he was thinking about running for president for a while, and there were certain consistent things. He was always for the American working class, always against these ridiculous trade deals, sending jobs abroad.
He did say
but then he got serious and he started paying attention to stuff. And he's the candidate I've been waiting my whole life for. He actually likes the American people.
That's a dramatic turn, though.
I know.
Wow.
He still does say some stupid things. Like that's. I've been a supporter, but he's making it difficult sometimes the way he's handling. I'm like, what are you?
What embarrassed you the most, Jimmy? That he said
not embarrassed
me. 2 months.
That the way he handled that con thing was shitty because he was. Even though I get why as a person you want to defend yourself. Did George Bush do that to Cindy Sheehan? I was like, you can't.
I think you got to suck it up every once in a while,
the one thing that
right?
I think was, I don't totally disagree with you on that, but that was like 2 months ago. And every day the media describes these magnificent speeches he's giving as, it's like he was drunk. Are you watching these speeches? They're fantastic. They will not show us the speeches. But if we could go back to the con thing for a minute, the one thing, before I had my Trump app, and didn't understand what he was doing, I thought he made more mistakes.
What, Trump app?
My Trump app. Now I was using an abacus, but now I understand what he's doing. Okay. And a lot of times when I think he's making, or I used to think he's making a mistake saying something, I wish he hadn't said that. I've learned to tell my friends, wait a week and see what happens. And the one thing I'll say about his response to this, and he was an angry Muslim haranguing Americans to read our Constitution and claiming that our Constitution says we are required to keep admitting masses of Muslim immigrants. And I'm sorry, I have read the Constitution, Opie. It does not say that. But I was watching that live, and in fact, I sent out a snotty tweet myself, standing on the elliptical machine because we have this angry Muslim haranguing us from the Democratic National Convention, standing with his mute hijab-wearing wife. I'm sorry. Maybe
the wife wasn't allowed to talk.
Maybe I do not know the American people, but I am thinking that this is not going to go over well. And the one thing that did was it got that guy, that gun, he was like William Ginsburg, Monica Lewinsky's attorney. He was on every TV show for weeks. And people may not want to tell pollsters they agree with Trump on it, but I'm sorry, I think they're agreeing with Trump on it.
But the problem I had with it, though, was that, this guy's son died in our military, and you don't have to agree with him, but there's a certain way you have to. I think you should handle that. I don't care if his wife didn't say anything. For him to call out the behavior of the mother whose son was killed when your family didn't sacrifice like that, it just annoyed me. And I'm a guy who supports Trump, but that annoyed me.
What annoys me? Maybe
were people angry that this was the perfect wife, just sitting quietly themselves?
But you think it was her religion, or that she was just too distraught to talk?
She said she was too distraught.
That's utter nonsense. She went on TV that Sunday Sunday and was talking about her son over and over and over again. Of course it was nonsense. Of course why was she wearing that odd getup? No, of course it's her religion, but this business about Democrats sending out victims to make their points for them and we can't respond to them. I mean, this is what I wrote about with the Jersey girls in Godless. Okay, well then let somebody else make the point. If we're not allowed to respond to this person, then don't put him on stage to harangue one of our two parties' presidential candidates about an incredibly important policy, whether we should keep importing mass numbers of Muslims. And we do bring in more immigrants from Muslim nations than we do from Great Britain. Do most Americans even know that?
In your face, UK.
I don't think it's the fact that he was responding. I think it was the manner he responded in. I didn't mind that he said, like, I don't agree with that. It was shittier than he should have been.
No, let's look it up. Look it up.
Trump was kind of, he went in hard.
Why wouldn't his wife say anything?
Right.
He didn't say that. He said I would have liked to have heard from his wife.
Now that's a lie.
No, he said something else.
No man would have wanted to hear from the wife.
He said something.
Thank you, Jim.
Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. Like, you're not supposed. It's just a stupid way to phrase it. And it's like, if you're going to be the commander in chief, you shouldn't respond.
I'm sorry, that is an important policy. If you're going to say it's because he's a victim and we can't say anything, well, then I'm blaming the Democrats. Don't make. What are you going to send an orphan out to give us your tax policy?
Well, yeah,
to have somebody make the argument that whom we're allowed to respond to, and how the Islamic religion treats women, I think, is a very important point in this election.
But he was wrong there. He was wrong there, and it wasn't pertinent.
How was he wrong?
Because that wasn't why she didn't talk.
Of course it was.
No, I don't believe that. She said that. She
went on TV when after he brought it up.
She said the fact.
And then she started talking after that.
Oh yeah, she wouldn't shut up about her son.
She said that her son was killed in military. And we claim to love the military.
Yeah.
And we have to treat the military parents who are Muslim and saying shit we don't like the same as we treat the Southern military parents whose kids who we ideologically agree with.
We don't send them out to make our political points for us. This is a really important political issue, whether we keep this up after the Orlando shooting, after San Bernardino, Boston Marathon, a dozen other terrorist attacks. I'm sorry, that's a very important policy of Trump's, and that man waived a United States Constitution and told Trump to read it. He should have been waiving, a book of Sharia law and telling Americans to read it, because that's what we're going to be living under.
Oh, that's what he was doing. I thought he was about to backslap his wife next to him.
Even though I didn't agree with what this guy necessarily, everything he said, it was the way Trump you should have talked to these people different. I don't care about the Muslim religion. I get all of it. When your son is killed by a suicide bomber defending our country, you've made a sacrifice that his family has never made.
Yeah.
And you just got to handle it differently.
Well, okay, why don't we only have people who have served in the military vote?
I don't necessarily mean.
Because they matter the most.
Yeah. They're the ones who are risking their lives to defend the country. I mean, I'd be fine with that, but we never really want to take that policy seriously. It's just when the Democrats send out someone, and quite a freak, actually. I mean, Muslims have killed more members of the United States military. Muslim members of our military, Muslims in uniform, have killed more American soldiers than Muslims in uniform have been killed in battle. So this is kind of a freak case here that they've put out to harangue us and tell us that our Constitution requires us to keep dumping Muslims on the country.
But can you imagine
if that's what the rule is, why don't we just have members of the military vote? I'd be for that.
It's not a rule. It's just a way. It's just I didn't think he handled it well. I thought he handled it shitty, and he came off snotty. And with that family, he shouldn't have. If it had been the Republicans that had sent out a military family,
we wouldn't. We would never do that. It's a sleazy, sneaky move.
I don't believe that either party is less sleazy than. I think they're all. It's all the same.
Sending out victims, it's 100% Democrat. Cindy Sheehan, the Jersey girls.
Didn't they have people from Benghazi speaking Republican
to describe what Hillary said to them?
Okay, but it was still for the purpose of.
No, it wasn't sending out an orphan to make an argument for us.
If you send out the families of the victims, then you're still sending them out for a political purpose.
No, to describe a personal conversation that Hillary gave to them and lied to them about their son's death. That's something specific she did. It's not a general policy on taxes, entitlements, war, immigration. It's not a general policy on waiving a constitution.
Fair enough, but what got them the ability or the interest in speaking was the fact that their family members were killed in Benghazi. The same way, the only reason this family was up there is because their son was killed in the military and they're Muslim and they had a point of view to represent.
Yeah, but it was
right
in
or
a
wrong.
war that Donald Trump opposed and Hillary supported. So no, it's not analogous at all. Hillary was responsible for not sending enough security to our embassy in Benghazi. That's what got those people killed. And then she and her underlings went around lying and saying it was because of a video.
If it's not analogous, then the conservatives should not have complained that the press handled both of them differently, because the press did handle them differently. They handled them shitty, where they kind of they made the cons into heroes, and they kind of dismissed some of the shit about the Benghazi family. Like they would accuse the Republicans of politicizing it, but they wouldn't accuse the Democrats of politicizing it.
But it's not the same thing. That would be true, even if it were the same thing. It's even worse than that. You had the Benghazi mothers saying, and fathers, I think, that she came up at their son's funeral and said, we're going to get the guy who made that video. That is a lie. And we know from her emails the next day, she's emailing Chelsea, she's emailing the ambassador, I think, of Egypt, saying, of course, we know these were just jihadists. We know this was a jihadist. And then she goes on TV and sends out, I forget who it was, to testify before Congress and say it was because some American-made video. We always have to blame the Americans for this. It's not the Muslims.
Oh, yeah, the movie video. Yeah, it was nonsense. But again, that's all aside. The fact is they put them on the stage because they wanted to make a political point.
No, she wasn't criticizing a general policy. She was saying what Hillary said to her. It was specifically a Hillary policy that people, you'd forgotten about it. This wasn't a Donald Trump policy to go to war in Iraq. He was against the war. Hillary was for it. If that's what Khan wants to complain about, he shouldn't be supporting Hillary.
Those are different things. But they were put up there for political purposes. They were put up, of course they were doing to prove that Hillary did say that and she's a liar, and she is a liar. But you don't do that at the convention unless you're doing it for political purposes. And it was a political move. Yeah. I'm fine with it being a political move, but it was also a political move to put these people on.
No, but it's different coming up with a general policy that anyone could argue, yes, we need to keep dumping Muslim immigration here. What is that has nothing to do with his son's death. There's no connection between the two other than why do they put him up? Because he's a victim and no one's allowed to respond to him. Well, this is a political debate we're having in this country, and if you're going to make your political argument, don't send out someone we're not allowed to respond to, because you're going to say, oh, boo-hoo, that was me.
So it's kind of like,
have somebody else make the argument.
So it's kind of like being at the Apollo when they send like a blind kid out to play a saxophone. You can't boom. You can't boom.
But I don't think people are saying that he shouldn't have responded. I don't think anyone is saying.
Yes, you are.
No,
that's exactly what your argument is.
But that's not even close to what my argument is. I would tell you, I wouldn't lie about my argument. My argument is simply the way he did it, and he could have responded to the issue and not say things like, oh, he's on doing a bunch of interviews about me, fine, like a petulant child. It's like, if you're going to be the commander-in-chief and you're this hypersensitive about the family of a dead soldier saying shit, like, Jesus Christ, respond to the issue. Right. But the way he responded to them, like a petulant child who couldn't believe that this man would badmouth him, even if the guy is wrong on the policy, when your son is killed defending our country,
okay,
and
this
Trump
is the victim
does
point, so don't tell me it's not because he's a victim.
And Trump does say something about keeping Muslims out of the country, and you're saying, look, our family's as American as yours.
Which they are not,
Trump,
and
well,
that's
his son
the point
is more,
he's making.
Well, I'd say his son.
I think his son
has got more.
Okay, so now you're right back to the victim point. So
not
you
a victim.
can't respond because his son died.
He's a hero.
That's
okay,
not true.
but you can't respond because his son's a hero.
You should respond the way he responded.
Way he did it, right?
I don't think it is petulant when he's pointing out that the guy is all over TV. What he's saying is, because the only way this gets described now is Trump's attack on a Gold Star dad, as if he just like looked across the country. Let me find a Gold Star dad.
But I don't look at it like that.
No, the guy is standing at the convention stage at the Democratic National Convention, waving a constitution and saying, you Americans are required to admit more Muslims, standing next to his hijab-wearing wife. Well, that's why we don't want to admit more Muslims. We don't want that culture.
But I'm not saying that he attacked a Gold Star parent. That's not my criticism. I'm not buying what the press says. I like that he calls the press out. My point is simply the way he did it, and I heard what he said, and I thought he handled it shitty, and I'm a guy who supports him. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
That was also a month ago, and he's done nothing. I don't think he's...
Can I jump in for a second?
Yeah.
Going with Jimmy's point, didn't his response kind of hurt him in the polls, though?
Possibly. I mean, it's hard to tell what's hurting him in the polls. I've never seen. I mean, I've read about the Goldwater era. I've read about the Nixon era. I've never seen anything like this, with the New York Times just admitting, no, we're not going to be fair in our reporting.
Did they actually say that? I mean, not that they ever are fair.
But they're openly saying our reporting. No, but we have a demagogue running, and all of the these old news stories keep being rolled out as if they're breaking news. This thing today about as if he's backing down on immigration. There may not be a deportation force. Well, I mean, that wasn't really the big thing. Let ICE do their job. He's been saying all along he's deporting the criminals. I mean, remember during the debates, Cruz kept saying there was that secret the off-the-record interview with the New York Times, and he was supposed to be backing away from the wall on that. I mean, it's just nonsense we keep hearing over and over again. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I just did CBS News. They have him out again. How every week are we going to hear that he's still against Trump? I think he was against Trump from about the same time I was for him.
Anyone who could skyhook that well could be against anyone. I'm pro Kareem no matter what he says.
You're right.
Okay,
How about, can't do no wrong.
I'm pro Abdul-Jabbar.
Weekly interview with Mike Tyson or the other 27 black athletes who support Trump. No, we won't hear from them. Not ever.
I would gladly ask Mike Tyson about Trump. I would love to hear from Mike Tyson about Trump.
Detail.
I would love to. There's nothing I would enjoy more than talking Trump with Mike Tyson.
He should have been on his ticket. Yeah.
We didn't even give the title of the book. In Trump We Trust. And my first question was going to be, you think Trump was the best candidate?
Yes, I didn't.
From the early goings, do you think that
I describe in Chapter 2, the reality TV star we've been waiting for. At first, I mean, what everyone loves about Trump are his positions. It's not like we looked around the country and said, you know what, we need a boorish, coarse reality TV star. I want to make that man president. It's his issues, which we now know. I mean, I thought that's what my party stood for, helping Americans, helping the middle class, helping the working class. Trump comes along and says we have to help the American working class, and wow, the rest of my party, at least the ones in Washington, not the voters, they like it, say, no, I'm sorry, we can't help the working class, but let's check with Wall Street and the Chamber of Commerce. Let's see what they need. So it's 100% Trump's issues that have propelled him to the top, and obviously there are problems. His problems are purely stylistic. Hillary's are she's a corrupt liar who will only serve Wall Street. But the more I thought about it, you'd sit back and thinking, why couldn't Romney have taken these positions? Why couldn't we have someone who looks like a president and then you realize Romney couldn't survive 2 minutes of this. Right. He'd be curled up in a ball on the corner. And so, I think I would not have sat back in the laboratory and designed Donald Trump as my, perfect presidential candidate. But now that it's happened, I realize, oh my gosh, he is the perfect presidential candidate.
His issues are not necessarily why I like him. I mean, some of them I agree with, sure, like every other candidate. Some I agree, some I don't. I like the fact that he's just not, I kind of like the fact that he's just not one of them. Yeah. And with that is going to come a lot of missteps.
It's not the status quo.
It's also scary.
Who was your second guy, Ann, just for shits and giggles?
That's a great question.
Bernie.
Basically, yeah.
If Trump wasn't in the picture, who would be the guy?
I wanted Romney to run again because he was the best on immigration we ever had. And at the time, I wanted him to take Scott Walker as his vice president, also better on the issues. But it turned out I kind of gave up on him with that opening speech, his announcement speech, which I describe in my book briefly. It was all about his honor in attending, Badger Boys State.
What is that?
Oh, who knows? But at that point in his speech, Trump was already on to, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing rapists. Yeah. Trump just gets right down to the point. I mean, and that was one of the other things that I discovered only when Trump ran, how awful both political parties are. And I blame it on the campaign consultants, and they fool the credulous donors to get the money. They care about making money. They don't care about making this a good country. And the way it's funny how they attack Trump for having no policy specifics. He's the only one giving us policy specifics. And I've read through all the debates. I'm sure you watched some of them at least.
All of them.
And at the time, I thought Trump was winning, but it was like watching, your kid in a kindergarten play or something. I was so nervous for him.
You want to boo, but you just can't.
But then when I went back and read the debates, oh my gosh, did Trump crush them, because all of them have these just BSE answers about
talking
people
point
are
shit.
frustrated, and I'll go to Washington and be a disruptor.
It's the same sound bites we've heard for so
from
many
both political parties.
I agree.
Going all the way back,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, Reagan, actually, I went back and read his debate. He had one debate with Carter. No, those were about issues, but
was pretty
somehow
good.
in the last 20 years, it's just become so... their answers are designed to not give you an answer.
They're perfect answers.
Whereas
Where they don't
Trump
piss
just
off
says
anybody.
what he really thinks.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you
Which
what's
is
happened.
refreshing.
It's the 24-hour news cycle. It's the fact that if you say one thing wrong, it's literally replayed 600 times. I think that's why a lot of them got more cautious.
Yep.
Because back in the old days, if you fucked up, it would make the news. But now it's one light misstep, and they need
forever.
something to talk about, so they talk about it over and over. So people have learned.
But then they
watch
move on.
what you say.
They move on from these missteps really quickly too nowadays.
To the next thing, yeah.
Maybe 2 days, and then
Yeah,
they're
the
on to
news
something else.
moves so fast.
It does, doesn't it? Hillary, what's up with the?
Do you not like her?
Like most of America, I don't like her.
Do you think the medical thing has legs, or is it all just kind of bullshit?
No, I mean, what I'd like Trump to do is ask that at least one of the debates be 90 minutes, no commercials.
Right.
I don't think she could make it.
Oh, you don't think she can last?
Let's see.
She ain't got the legs for it?
But I gotta say, I mean, the media's obsession with Trump producing his tax records when, he's produced an enormous amount of financial information. But I also wanted, just note, it's not a constitutional requirement, either tax records or health records, but health records of presidential candidates have been produced a lot longer than have tax records. I mean, President Eisenhower, when he was running, Dwight Eisenhower, he had to produce medical records because there were concerns about his heart. I think the first guy ever to produce tax records was Richard Nixon.
How about Trump makes a deal? I'll release my taxes if you release your medical records. Wow, will that be a headline?
He should just show them without, you know what I mean? They should all be forced to show that stuff. We have the right, if you're going to run the country, we have the right to know everything about you medically.
I don't think anybody cares about tax records. We know Trump is I agree medically. I think that's more important.
Why do we care about tax records?
I don't think we
do.
No,
I do. I want to make sure they're paying their taxes, and I want to see how what they were ducking and what they were doing. I want to know.
Okay.
You know that he probably paid very little, but that's not. I mean, that's because he's in real estate, and that we have a public policy to encourage people to invest in real estate. There are all kinds of deductions and depreciations. So yeah, that's probably right. But I do think he's absolutely telling the truth, and the fact that the media scoffs at it just shows you what absolute bald-faced liars they are. When he's being audited, can you imagine if he puts out his tax records? You will have every tax attorney in the country, every New York Times financial reporter going over those.
Through it, yeah.
No, suddenly you have the entire world auditing you. So the fact that it's not illegal to produce your tax records when you're under audit, yeah, okay, it's not illegal when you're charged with murder to go out and to talk to the media every night, but your lawyer is going to tell you don't do it.
Yeah. So you don't think she could last in a 90-minute debate?
I don't think so. And whereas oh my gosh, I mean,
why isn't that? Sorry, I didn't.
No, go ahead.
Why isn't that coming out more if she's got medical problems?
Oh, nothing will come out about her. One of the
medical problems rarely come out about any presidential candidate.
That's downright scary.
Right.
If it's true.
Remember how sick fucking JFK? He was sick every day.
Yeah, bad back.
Nobody knew about it.
No, the media has a long tradition of covering up Democrats' health problems.
And Republicans.
Who was in the wheelchair?
They cover up nothing for Republicans.
I think Richard Nixon had the gout.
he had the sniffles once.
But someone pointed out that she needs a stool on the stage everywhere she goes to sit down.
She's an older woman now. She's like, how old is Hillary now? 60?
I don't care. She's 68.
69, I think.
No.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Somewhere around there. She's pushing 70.
I don't care if she has, as long as it's not life-threatening.
But look at Trump. When I first, after the Mexican rapist speech that won my heart, I started watching him all the time.
Won my heart.
Wow. Because his speeches are fantastic. And by the way, for those of you listening, do not trust the media. Watch the speeches. Listen to you got to get it straight from the horse's mouth. Because these recent speeches have been spectacular, just unbelievable. Basically, is
he staying on prompter a little bit and kind of going?
Yes, and he's gotten real, and they're beautiful. And I mean, it's his ideas, obviously. It's not something that, it's not how he would have put it.
Right.
He has a different way of phrasing it.
Is Melania writing it for him?
Stephen Miller, the magnificent Stephen Miller.
He's like DuPont. He don't care what side he's on. He just making bullets.
No, it's not Stephen Miller. He cares which side he's on.
Mm-hmm.
No, we want him running the country and Trump just, doing the entertaining stuff.
Jungle loves Stephen Miller. There's another Stephen Miller.
But I've been trying to watch all of Trump's speeches, just, lying in my bed, watching them on my computer. And it's exhausting.
You're in love with Trump if you're lying in bed.
You do a lot of different stuff on your computer
I do all my work lying in bed, I should say.
Really?
You might want to preface
I wrote
it by
this
saying
book.
that.
You sit in bed and write?
That's my office, yeah.
That's a secret, though.
I suppose
you can't do that, Jimmy?
No, but
we have laptops now.
But literally, you just sit propped up. I mean, that's, I guess, the common way to do it, but I can't do it.
I used to get up and walk across the hall to my office, and then I thought, I don't need to walk across the hall. My computer's right here.
But can you sleep? I can't sleep if I work in my room like that. Like, I have no TV in my bedroom.
I never have trouble sleeping.
You don't?
I'm an excellent sleeper, and I need twice as much sleep as Donald Trump, who apparently needs 4 hours a night.
You're a good sleep. I stink at it.
I stink at it.
Can you sleep on planes?
No. I can't sleep.
And you're
on a
not
plane.
an excellent sleeper.
You're
then.
right. Fair point.
You're an average sleeper.
But you can. But you can in the bed. It just doze right off.
Well, I'm very protective of my sleep. I mean, I have in my apartment in New York, it's solid windows. Everybody always walks in and says, Anne, for someone who needs total blackout to sleep, maybe next time you shouldn't get an apartment that's all windows. So first, there are the shade things, and then I have the blackout, and then I have the actual cloth curtain. So it takes me like 20 minutes to close the curtains.
I have blackout shades and blackout curtains. A teeny bit of light here and gets through in the corners. You can't avoid that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But you need total darkness to sleep.
Pitch black and freezing cold.
Really?
That's a creepy way to sleep.
It's so creepy. I literally, if I could have it pitch black, I would.
No, I know. I think for my next apartment, I want to get a bedroom without windows.
You're going to have plenty of years to sleep that way. Why do it while you're alive?
Yeah, you're right. I am preparing myself for the long journey.
Living in the crypt.
Crazy.
But I hate light. Drives me crazy when I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
I like getting up and having to feel my way to the bathroom. Like, that's the best. You're not sure if you're going to make it.
Really?
And I gotta say, politically, I don't like either candidate. As a country, can't we come up with better candidates than this?
Even more parties.
And I don't. And I know what you're going to ask me, and I couldn't even point you to someone I would have rather have had.
But look, Trump's big issues, and really a president only has a few big issues. One is not waging endless and pointless wars.
We like that.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, I do
Everybody
agree with
likes
that.
We like that point.
I was the biggest supporter of the Iraq War, but now I blame Obama. Others say it was doomed to failure from the beginning, but I'll leave that. That's a move. We'll leave that argument aside. It's a disaster. All of those great American men, our best Americans, we lost them for what? For a training ground for ISIS? And now, again, part of my party that I thought we were on the same page with, no, they just want more wars. And Hillary wants more wars.
Hasn't that been the American way, though?
I mean,
just get into war.
It seems like it.
I agree with you.
No,
but
it hasn't been, actually. As I describe in my book, all these jerk-off...
What chapter?
These jerk-off Republicans who think they want to be like Reagan. Reagan was not the warmonger. Yeah,
no,
you're not Reagan.
He tried to avoid war.
The jerk-off part.
He tried to talk and... diplomatically solve things with Russia, even. 3
military interventions. One, he said, was the biggest mistake of his entire presidency. No, that was fantastic. 17 days, a war is over, about 100 dead, and we knock out communism in our area. 17 days.
15 days would have impressed me. 17 days,
okay.
A little long.
The other one was the bombing of Libya. That took a total of like 16 minutes.
That was they just fired at Gaddafi's house, which was awesome.
Okay, that was awesome. And the one thing he said was the biggest mistake was stationing troops in Lebanon, where Islamic terrorists, this has been going on for a while, blew up a bomb and killed 200 Marines. He pulled them out. Those were the only military interventions during, Mr. Shoot from the hip warmonger Ronald Reagan.
Right.
No, this is a recent thing with my party constantly going to war. I think Americans are tired of war. I have no idea.
Where's the money? Follow the money. You got to follow the money to find out what's going on.
You're probably right. I mean, there are the military contractors. There are people whose
Halliburton and all that.
A lot of these generals and the foreign policy think tanks, nobody wants to talk them on TV if we're not at war. They're very popular when we award. So you got to agree with Trump on that. And he is the only one, even in the Republican, as I make fun of them all for, they were all, Scott Walker's opening speech doesn't mention immigration. All he talks about are all the military interventions he wants to take. All of my party, other than Trump, God bless him. I'm sorry, Americans are tired of war now. We'll keep the powder dry. I love the idea of just a bombing raid on ISIS. And then you bomb as he says, bomb the shit out of them. And then you may bleep me on that.
But
then pull out.
No, but do we know even where ISIS is? I mean, it seems like they're spread out all over the place, or is that bullshit?
I have a feeling that I don't think they're that spread out. We could get enough of them to do something. I mean, it's not that we're not going to do anything.
Why haven't we?
Because,
really made a stand with that.
No, because they want to talk about ground troops and another endless Iraq war.
What about like France? Because they even got more attacks in the last year or so.
France has had it,
and they were bombing the shit out of ISIS in the last couple months.
Okay, but I don't. Well, who cares? My point is, I don't want to send ground troops. That's my main point.
Well, I agree with you there.
A bombing raid, fine, no problem.
Well, does it work by itself?
The second, but work for what? Are you worried about an attack from ISIS in America? I'm not.
I definitely am. Because they're like they do. You know, they're single civilians doing it.
That's an immigration problem. It's not something bombing ISIS is going to do, which gets me to Trump's second of three policies. An immigration policy that serves Americans. And again, this is geared toward America's working class. I love that he does not speak to Hispanics as Hispanics, blacks, well, he speaks to blacks a little bit as blacks. And
he just said, hey, Sherrod. Then I turned around, then he turned back around.
He didn't use that word, though.
Deservedly so. African Americans have just been slaughtered by this country. They've gotten the short end of the stick for such a long time. And whoa, Obama has not helped at all. So that's one group that I think does.
Well, no president helped. Don't just pull out one president.
Didn't Obama kill a lot of them?
No, but we were all expecting more from Obama. And he's the current president.
Okay.
Do you not like Obama at all?
She likes him.
I am talking about the versus Trump. So the immigration policies, instead he speaks to working class Americans, which include a lot of blacks, a lot of Hispanics, and says, I'm going to bring jobs back and I'm not going to be dumping all these low wage workers on the country, which Wall Street likes and Chamber of Commerce like, and all the, elites on TV, because they get fantastic lawn care done cheaply and they get cheap maids. They get to outsource their cost to the middle class, which subsidizes them. Of course, their maids and their gardeners don't live in their neighborhoods, but emergency room costs have gone up way through the roof in the suburbs. And then the third policy is renegotiating the trade deal, something he has been consistent on for 40 years, and he is 100% right about this. Again, it's good for the oligarchs, it's good for the plutocrats and the big international organizations. We used to have, not that long ago, 20 years ago, we had 20 million manufacturing jobs. It's close to half of that with a larger population. That's insane. Do we not care about our fellow Americans?
I think part of that is, do we want to
Trump's three big policies.
Do we want to spend them? This is where this gets tricky too, because look, I like the iPhone, but I don't want to pay $2,000 for it. Like, if you manufacture stuff here, people, the unions charge. Like, I don't know what the answer to that is.
No, that isn't going to happen. We've been lied to by these free trade. They treat free trade like it's a religion. Right now, we are being. Trump is 100% right.
I think he's right on this.
We are being so screwed by China. China is
taking advantage,
exporting their stuff to us, but won't buy anything.
Not a damn thing.
Right. Okay, so
it's like the white
Trump
people in black communities.
That's right.
Or Koreans.
But all Trump, they're not going to walk away from trade. They're just going to start buying our stuff. Right now, they're winning 100%. We're winning nothing.
White people get out-whited by Chinese people. Welcome to the party.
No, they're going to stop putting tariffs on our goods. They're going to start buying our goods. The price isn't going to go up that much. Plus, which if we do need to put tariffs on, fine, that'll help reduce the cost of your iPhone.
No, but I mean, if we make them here, don't they cost a lot more to make?
Not that much more.
With union labor?
Not that much more.
What does a union person make an hour compared to it? And I'm not saying it's right. I'm actually advocating for fucking
and plus, they're currently fighting for better wages in China, too.
No, I know.
I'm
just saying
it's going to be $2,000. And look, this has always been the argument. Yes, people lose jobs in America, but the losers are outweighed by the savings and how much cheaper stuff is when it's made by slave labor abroad. At this point, serious economists all say the balance is so far off that you're saving your 20 cents on, a strawberry or whatever, is not worth all of the people who don't have money to buy those things.
Right.
Let me ask you this. Is there anything you like about Hillary? If you had to, if someone said, give me one thing you like about Hillary.
I think she probably hates Bill Clinton as much as I do, and I salute her for that.
You're going to say she raised a good kid.
She's a lawyer.
Oh yes, you know how I love lawyers.
That's the best you could come up with. If you
hates a man like I hate him.
If you were held to it,
you just sprung it on me.
I think if Bill Clinton got in Ann's hair for a second, he could get it.
Do you really think that Hillary really disliked?
Back in the day, Bill, he could get you. He had game like you wouldn't believe.
No, the only people he had game with, I was always wondering about that. The only ones he had game with, he liked any female. You could put you in a skirt, Sherrod, he'd be hitting on you.
I'd be hitting on
you. I have a fat ass. I got a sweet fat ass.
Well, you would be a very attractive and more attractive than some of the girls he hit on.
Probably.
And those were always the girls who were talking about what a sexy gun, and his magnetism. Girls who had not been hit on by anyone for their entire
So you're saying
lives.
3s and 4s.
Jennifer Flowers was rather
Some of them were totally hot. But the journalists...
Oh, the majority of them were.
Who would say, the magnetism, it was amazing. And then you'd look them up and, And
you really think Hillary dislikes him that much?
Well, there was all of the lamp throwing during...
Well, sure.
Oh, that's a marriage. That's anybody's marriage.
That
like
Secret Service
stuff.
agent book, it was a little weird that he wrote that.
This guy is saying you're totally wrong about China. Let's go to Steve in Brooklyn. Steve, go ahead. We got Ann Coulter in studio. Her new book, her 12th book, In Trump We Trust. It's out, tomorrow?
Out tomorrow. This is my opening interview right here.
Yay.
Nice.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, hey guys. You and Trump couldn't be more wrong about China when you say we get nothing in return. Who do you think is buying our debt right now? Any other country in the world that was running up the kind of debts that we are would be paying double-digit interest rates. The Chinese buy our bonds, and that's what allows us to run the huge debts that we do. So we have a deal with them. We buy their stuff, and they buy our bonds.
No,
I just said that.
So we get into more debt?
Those are totally disconnected. They're still going to be buying our debt. That isn't going to change.
Is buying our debt kind of like Michael Jackson buying the Beatles catalog and McCartney was pissed off at him?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
Those are completely disconnected.
Do you ever hear Ebony and Ivory? Not to break the conversation, but that's a good song. Back to you, caller.
Anything else, Steve?
No, that's it. But
so it's a two-way street.
Why would they still be buying our bonds if we didn't have
bonds? Aren't things that are manufactured. These are two completely different things. They're going to buy. They wouldn't be buying the bonds now if they didn't think they were getting a good deal for it, because they're a saver nation. That will go on. The problem is we don't have any jobs. That's the issue. It's shocking how many jobs have been outsourced. And again, that's great for the international magnates. They get to run the World Trade Organization and bankers on Wall Street. They're busy little bees. But, out in America, our industrial base has just been hollowed out. And I know nobody in the media cares about it. Nobody on Wall Street cares about it. They're fine, but we have the entire economy of New York City is basically Wall Street and the people who serve them as their dog walkers, their personal trainers, their entertainers like TV and talk radio hosts. But, they're more concerned with Mattress Girl than the fact that 20,000 steel workers, coal miners, and manufacturers are out of work.
Hasn't technology killed a lot of jobs too?
Some, but
But even like the garment district here in New York is
capitalism is all
hollowed.
about creative destruction.
About what, buddy? I didn't hear you say.
Creative destruction.
This isn't capitalism. This isn't
creative destruction.
Yeah. This isn't creative destruction. What technology is creative destruction. And yes, for example, so I'm so glad we're dumping millions upon millions of low-wage workers, unskilled workers on the country, since so many of their jobs will be useless. We're about to have these self-driving cars. There are machines that can pick. One of the most difficult things to pick. Well, you guys don't think about it much here, but out in California, it's the farming and strawberry picking. That's what they bring in all these
migrant workers
for. There's a machine that can pick strawberries. They're very hard to pick because they have to be at the exact stage of ripeness. There is a machine. It has 4 little cameras on it. It figures out when the strawberry is. It picks
it's
the
cotton
strawberry.
gin of its day.
Exactly. It works all night. It doesn't need unemployment. It doesn't go to the emergency room.
You can't get it pregnant.
It doesn't.
You can't
get it pregnant. It doesn't need English as a second language classes. But I do not think on the technology point that is something completely different.
That machine is all good until it turns on you. And you know that's where all these robots.
That's true.
Oh, it's wonderful. It can pick your strawberries. All right, you're not freaked out by that technology?
Yeah.
My children are missing, and the strawberry machine is happy. Oh no, this is creepy.
Sounds wonderful.
But that's already coming. We don't need to be bringing in more low-wage workers.
Wasn't there an article in the paper today, or did I hear it on the way in? Self-driving Uber cars in Pittsburgh, was it?
I can't wait.
Wow.
Is that really possible?
Yeah.
Now?
Self-driving Uber? I didn't hear it was Ubers.
I thought if you could find it, maybe I believe the story was self-driving Uber. Yeah, there it is in Pittsburgh.
That will be so great.
When though? We're that close?
I bet you within a year.
Is it going to be kind of like the cabs in what's the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Yeah. Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yes.
It's coming true.
When he ripped the dude out.
That'll be great.
That'd be awesome.
The headline is Uber to introduce self-driving cars. Cars to pick up customers in Pittsburgh this month?
No.
Later this month. That's awesome.
We got to go to Pittsburgh. I want to take one.
I'm going to be in Pittsburgh in September.
You can take a self-driving car.
Very rarely does a news story segue into a plug. But holy cow, did it work out well this time. September the 16th, I will be in Pittsburgh. I'm going to try a self-driving Uber. I'm going to take a self-driving Uber to see the 30 people that are showing up to my game.
So let's break this down. It has to be just a little of the downtown area that they have figured out.
It's probably perfect, yeah.
Maybe just a few streets or a little section of Pittsburgh. That sounds nuts that we're at this point.
How great will that be?
I know.
I can't wait for self-driving cars so I can have both hands free, if you know what I mean. He's elbowing both people. That'll be awesome. You know what it is? Our lives are going to change. On our lifetimes, we'll see it. Well, you'll be able to just sleep in your car on your way to work.
Yeah.
You just program where you want to go, cross-country. No, you won't go cross. What am I doing? But you'll go somewhere.
I think you can go
That one dude did crash his self-driving car because he was reading a Harry Potter book with his self-driving car, and it crashed.
Well, there's going to be some crashing, yeah. I mean, there's going to be accidents, but there will
probably
be much
fewer
less.
than now.
Oh, my God, much less. Because the cars won't get tired.
Or drunk.
Or just be stupid.
Yeah, or just stupid. Yeah, they'll make little mistakes, I'm sure, but there'll be a lot less dead people.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
You can moon people.
Going from New York, where we don't drive cars very much,
right.
Whenever I hear people talking about how afraid they are of guns, I'm terrified of being in a car. You know, when you get out of New York, they're lethal weapons, and every moron has one.
Yep.
We had a horrible crash on the LIE yesterday.
5 people killed.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody,
I think I just saw the headline.
Somebody speeding, going east and went flying over the median into cars going west on the Long Island Expressway. 4 dead so far, 11 injured.
He was speeding on a...
Killed himself, his 10-year-old kid, his sister.
God.
They're all dead.
A guy, a sister,
and then a guy
and
just
son,
minding his own fucking business going the other way that worked for, I think, Cuomo and
He's dead too.
somebody, another politician on Long Island. He's dead. Yeah.
And the driver that jumped the median, I guess, is dead too?
That's what I said.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, that was out on Long Island yesterday.
What time was it?
That scares me more than guns.
Like
I agree.
Late morning, early afternoon. They had the LIE shut down.
9:35 a.m. Nothing is supposed to happen then. Then it's supposed to be like 2 a.m.
And then they had the whole thing shut down for most of the fucking day yesterday.
That's the people who died?
Yeah, he killed his 10-year-old son, his sister.
Oh, my God.
To your point.
Yeah.
I'm way more scared.
I agree.
I'm way more scared of being on a road with cars flying right at you,
yes,
the two-laners than a stupid
Island.
gun.
I agree.
How do you jump the median? How about you build, if Trump's going to build a wall, how about you put it on the highways so we can't jump the median and hit each other?
Also, you know, some of these cities have
Mike's joke bombed.
That was a real point.
One-way streets that suddenly stop going one way, or they'll switch it from 2-way to 1-way streets. It's terrifying what they're putting. In Washington, like for rush hour, they'll switch a two-way street and suddenly have it be but two lanes. They're usually
sometimes be two lanes, two ways. Sometimes it's one way.
In other cities I've been in, you're going along and there are two lanes, and then suddenly, only if you happen to be looking at the sign, suddenly it's one way and you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a sign like that on my ass. Boo.
I'm amazed at the people that get on highways the wrong way.
I know.
How the fuck do you do that?
I've made a couple. You know what it is?
Sometimes the marking is not very clear.
That's true.
You know what? When you're making a left, and like you're coming over a bridge, you have to make a left. Sometimes you'll make the first left, but you're actually
and that's putting you back on.
Going in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So once in a while, I'm sober and I've done fuck, man. This is if you're loaded.
All right, I guess.
And you don't know the area?
I always felt that was amazing, and then you're just flying down the highway.
Oh,
why have you done that? You said sometimes.
No, I almost did.
Oh, you did.
Because in a new city where it wasn't clearly marked, I mean, I stopped in time, but this is really kind of important. Could you make it very clear?
Yes, like fucking. Just like in Long Island, it's dangerous as shit. Definitely at night.
What?
Just roads.
The LIE? Oh, just roads in general.
Yes.
Yeah, the LIE, like Jimmy said, I don't know how this car jumped a median. I don't know how that's really possible. Crazy.
It's scary. Cars scare me much more than guns. I agree.
Yeah.
Much more.
I think they both frighten me together. I don't like them. As a combination, they're very frightening. Self-driving Uber. That's so awesome.
So awesome. But that's just going to be
wait. No, hold on. It's going to be supervised by humans in the driver's seat for a time being. Okay,
well,
so for a while, there's going to be someone there.
It's insurance.
Yeah,
insurance purposes.
Yeah.
But eventually, it'll just be... but for now, there's going to be a driver. But I love the idea of just getting in with no driver. Making out with my date.
But who's going to stop you from fucking or throwing up in there?
There'll be a camera. There'll be a camera, I'm sure.
Okay. But you can still throw up in there. Then what if an Uber shows up and the driver don't see it because there's no driver and it's vomit on the floor?
I figure if they have figured out how to make a car drive itself, they can figure out how to a puke detector. But that's
you give these humans too much credit.
I tell you what, that won't happen until the first person goes, fucking Uber, I stepped in vomit. And they're going to be like, we need to figure this out.
Yes. Oh, I'm fucking, You gotta clean up Uber.
Your book is, it's called In Trump We Trust, out tomorrow.
Yeah, what else about the book? Did we sell it properly for your first interview?
Yes, In Trump We Trust.
I don't know. What else do you need to know?
Did you like, I like the Ted Cruz, and I don't like Ted Cruz at all, I despise him, but I like that he wouldn't endorse Trump, even if it was shitty. I like the fact that a guy's like, go to your conscience. I wish they would all do that. I wish they would all do that.
I liked that he did it because there were a few remaining Cruz supporters, and they're gone now. No, it was a totally nasty thing to do. Don't speak. I mean, Trump keeps doing this over and over again. He has this reputation of being, as you guys have said, petulant, irresponsible, juvenile jerk. He's the one who keeps extending the olive branch and having his hand bitten off.
Then again, didn't he say his father was in the JFK assassination, involved with the assassination? That's kind of a rough one to get over.
No, he didn't at all.
What did he say?
No, he retweeted a photo that looks exactly like Trump's father, Cruz's father, hanging out with Oswald, and it does. And by the way, it could well be all he did was retweet it. It was in the National Enquirer, which again did have the John Edwards story when all the mainstream media was opposing it. But look, he was pressured to take that pledge. Remember, there was so much hoo-ha over the pledge. Will you support the eventual nominee? He did. Yeah. So did all the rest of them in front of 20 million viewers, and half of them have violated it. They just broke the pledge. He invites his rivals to speak at the convention. He warmly welcomes them. Kasich, Rubio, Cruz.
Was it just for their endorsement, though?
No, he's trying to unify the party. Kasich screws him over, starts denouncing him, and claims he was asked to be vice president and turned it down, something that Trump denied, that he was ever asked to be vice president. Then it turns out it was allegedly a conversation with Trump's son saying something like, so would you consider being vice president? No, this is the son. This is not the candidate.
Wait, what did he say here? Did he say this or no? Wait. I don't want Cruz.
Oh, he said that a million times.
I don't want Cruz endorsement.
That's from the convention.
What's doubling down on the we hear this. I just want to hear if he doubles out on it.
Oh, yeah,
his
that was the day after.
I don't know his father. I met him once. I think he's a lovely guy. He's a lovely guy. All I did is point out the fact that on the cover of the National Enquirer, there was a picture of him and crazy Lee Harvey Oswald having breakfast. Now, Ted never denied that it was his father.
That's true.
Instead, he said, Donald Trump, I had nothing to do with it. This was a magazine that, frankly, in many respects, should be very respected. They got O.J., they got Edwards, they got this. I mean, if that was the New York Times, they would have gotten Pulitzer Prizes for their reporting.
I want to see the picture.
I've always said, why didn't the National Enquirer get the Pulitzer Prize for Edwards and O.J. Simpson and all of these things? But anyway, so they have a picture, an old picture, having breakfast with Lee Harvey Oswald. Now,
they got O.J.
I'm not saying anything. They said, and here's how the press takes that story. So this had nothing to do with me, except I might have pointed it out, but it had nothing to do with me. I have no control over anything. I might have pointed it out. But they never denied. Did anybody ever deny that it was the father? They're not saying, oh, that wasn't really my father. It's a little hard to do, because it looked like him. So here's the story. The press takes that and they say, Donald Trump and his conspiracy theories, he went out and said his father was with Lee Harvey Oswald and he assassinated the president. What did I do?
By the way, his second, I forgot this too. His Second Amendment comment about Hillary was stupid.
Oh, give
it was
me
stupid.
a break.
It was stupid.
Okay, now I realize how suggestible you are. That's insane.
No,
that had anything to do with, I'm assassinating.
No, he wasn't saying, he was just kind of making a snide joke. I don't think he was calling for her assassination. It was a stupid thing to say.
It wasn't a stupid thing to say at all.
We all know what he meant by it.
No, oh really? What did he mean by it? Explain that to me.
He said, you Second Amendment people can handle it. It was the type of thing you say.
And what does that mean? Explain that to me.
It means that you guys have guns and can handle it.
So how are they going to handle it?
It's kind of a joke about it.
She's president and she appoints nominees. How does that handle the Supreme Court?
It's a joke about assassination. He wasn't saying
I want to explain.
He wasn't saying it seriously.
Okay, assuming it's a joke, how does that have anything? How would assassinating Hillary stop the Supreme Court from ruling the other way on Heller?
I think if you break it down that far. But that's not what he was doing in that moment. You understand what?
So, in other words, it makes no sense, but the media said it, so you believe it.
No, I heard him say it. I saw what he said.
I know, but you can't explain how him saying.
Just watch it again.
Okay, let's see it.
Watch it,
and you explain how this is assassinating Hillary.
Wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way, and if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. But
right? Okay, that's
Wow.
We all understand. Again, do I think he's calling seriously for something to happen? Of course not.
No, even jokingly, the joke doesn't work. How does assassinating Hillary change her judges?
Basically just saying that you can stop or being...
because Tim Kaine is going to appoint people like John Lott and me to Supreme Court.
If you're going to hold on,
is that how it works?
If you're going to break it down,
doesn't even make sense.
It does. If you're going to break it down that literally, he could be saying, "Well, you Second Amendment people, there's something you could do." Maybe if we're going to break it down into literal terms, then
you're the one who says it. So I want to hear what the theory is.
Then he could be joking about shoot her before this could happen. Do I think he means it? Of course not.
Okay, now how does that stop the Supreme Court from ruling and taking your guns away?
If I was her from picking Supreme Court justices, that's what he was alluding to.
If the Second Amendment people take care of it,
because her Vice President Tim Kaine.
No.
Totally different.
No, you got to shoot him too.
No,
you shoot that motherfucker too.
It shows how
No. That's not what I'm saying. If he's saying,
it makes no sense what you're saying.
It does.
This shows you how the media can get people to believe anything.
They can't. I made this determination. But I saw
in 1994. You'll probably remember the shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. Obama saying we have to do it for the children. We have to vote on these gun control laws. The democratically controlled Senate would not take up any gun law. Why is that? Because 20 years ago, the gun groups voted Democrats out of office for voting for an assault weapon ban. I think that's what he's talking about. All we hear about in the media is, the power of the NRA lobby.
Yeah,
politicians are terrified of them. But it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with some weird theory that he it doesn't make any sense, but that's what he meant.
He was just making
assassinate Hillary Clinton and then assassinate her vice president and then assassinate,
not president.
There's no assassination reference in there.
Of course there is.
It's insane.
When he says, well, you Second Amendment people could do something about it, maybe he's not meaning saying once she's president. Maybe in the joke form, in that dumb thing where he's not thinking, he's saying now. Like, if I said, look, I mean, Hillary Clinton's not gay. I mean, she enjoys tacos, but I moved on.
Yeah.
Well, technically, he's just saying she enjoys tacos.
Right.
We all understand the context of that.
Yeah, but nobody understands what that interpretation that the media put on his. I mean, they're constantly talking about the gun lobby. I think the simplest explanation is he's talking about the all-powerful gun lobby I have to hear about every day of my life. Assassination doesn't even make sense.
But he hasn't proven by things he said that he speaks that like that with the subtlety of that. Like he has.
Well, there's nothing subtle
meaning
about
he's
it.
come out exactly. He's come out and said
it's perfectly clear. Maybe the gun groups can do something about it.
I didn't mind him doing.
They shut down a gun control law, any gun control, after the Newtown shooting. I think they're pretty powerful.
He literally, he made fun of that reporter. I didn't mind him making fun of that.
I have a whole chapter on that. That's nonsense.
I don't believe it's nonsense. I think that he just gets caught up in these moments.
You're totally suggestible. Anything the media says, you fall for.
That's silly.
First of all,
hold on. I'm going to address that. I despise the media, and the one thing I like about him more than anything is that he calls them out for how absolutely biased they are and how terrible they are. But I came to those conclusions by myself when I watched his clips.
One of my friends was a big chess player, so he knew a lot of Soviet dissidents, and he told me, going to all these chess games.
Is he a grandmaster?
He kept going. He kept running into the same. This is back in like the 70s and 80s. He's older. He'd run into the same Soviet dissident. And there was one who used to say all the time he hated the Soviet propaganda. He didn't believe anything they said. It was just all over. He believed nothing. And then he runs into him. This is going on for years. Runs into him after he comes back from North Carolina. And he said, I went to your Wilbur and Orville Wright Museum, claiming they invented flight when everybody knows it was the Dmitri brothers. So even someone who thinks he is totally immune to propaganda from the press. Look, there's a reason corporations spend billions of dollars on advertising, and maybe the media can strangle Trump with their false interpretations of things. But to go back to the disabled reporter, for one thing, he totally deserved it if he were making fun of him for that.
Just say he was. It's okay that he was.
Okay, well, everyone has heard that. Let's give 2 seconds for the alternative explanation. The guy's disability is not that he is retarded. He is not spastic. What Trump was doing was a retard imitation. The disability is this guy has curved arms. He sits calmly. He reports. The reason Trump was he was doing a retard. He was doing full-on retard. That's not what this guy is.
You never go full-tard.
If it were the same thing.
So the presidential candidate who's doing a full-on retard impression couldn't have possibly made a stupid assassination joke. Wait a
second. So you're conceding that this is the
No, I'm just going with your logic. It's not.
Okay, now I'll move on to the next point. No, I'm sticking to the disabled reporter one.
Yes,
it's
I think he was making fun
of a blind
the reporter.
person by walking with a limp. It doesn't make sense. Number 2, let's consider why it was he attacked this reporter. This was after.
Doesn't matter why if he did
Yes, it does matter.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. Let me see the clip. And again, the fact that he did it, I accept that he did it, but it's like this.
But he's not making fun of any disability the reporter has.
So in what other case did he do
had just denied his own reporting. He was making fun of his arm movements.
He was. Of course he was.
He was looking like a spastic retard because the reporter had just denied his own reporting, which backed up something they were calling Trump a liar on.
So it was a coincidence that he was making fun of a reporter being a spastic retard.
Who isn't a spastic retard?
But his arms are bent. That's part of his disability.
But you can't see it. It's not. He doesn't move in a spastic way. He isn't retarded.
I'm with Jimmy. I'm with Jimmy. I think
this is great.
I think he was mocking his arm.
Oh, he doesn't remember who this reporter is.
Let me see it.
He's doing a retard.
Okay.
By nice
Okay, and then show the reporter.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
He had the arm kind of.
In what other instance? Come on. And
the guy isn't retarded.
I know he's not. He's not being
doesn't
retarded.
Move in jerks. He's not spastic.
He was mocking the way that guy would move if he was agitated.
Of course he was.
I'm with Jimmy on that.
Of course, 100%.
Well, they said in
But you're saying the first part doesn't make sense. He's mocking the guy what he would say if he was agitated.
Wait a minute.
He was agitated because he was lying.
Wait, go back. That's the guy. That's the guy standing. And you don't think? Look at the guy standing with his arm bent. Are you joking? Come on.
Spastic. spastic. He doesn't move in jerkish moves.
Okay, so Trump's impressions need work. But the bottom line is he was doing that guy.
No, it isn't. He can talk fine. And the point is,
but he was making fun of that guy if he was exasperated.
This guy had described in Jersey City.
Look at his hand. Look at his hand. Come on. Do you want to stick to the point? Look at his hand. You cannot have eyes and deny that Trump is doing that when he's jerking around.
He was doing spastic retard. Having a bent wrist is not spastic retard.
Tropic Thunder, they say you never go full tard.
That's a semantics game. That's a semantics game.
Can't go full tard.
I guess a blind person would fall a lot.
No, there's a total difference. You know what?
Even if true,
let's say he was doing let's say he was doing a blind person, and then he didn't act blind, but he knocked the cup off the table. Oh, he's blind, and he knocked the cup off, and you go, oh, come on, that guy drinks coffee every day. He's never knocked the cup off the table.
No, it's not that. It's doing someone with a limp and saying it's the same as a blind person.
Well, then why didn't he use his legs? He's using his arms. He's making fun of the guy in a moment where he just gets caught up in his anger. He's caught up in annoyance, and he comes from a world where he's not a politician.
No, that's totally not true. He is not making fun of the guy's disability, and if he were, he deserved it because he's the one who wrote for Washington Post article after 9/11 saying that Muslims were celebrating in Jersey City. The Washington Post gives Trump's 4 Pinocchios, doesn't even see an article in their own newspaper by this reporter days after 9/11 saying Muslims are, because the media has become the defense lawyers for Islam as of 9/11.
Okay, fine. He's I'm
finishing my point.
But it doesn't matter the point. I'm not saying you're wrong.
What does Serge Kowalski do? He denies his own eyewitness reporting after 9/11. That's why Trump is calling this guy an agitated, terrified retard.
Okay, but the bottom line is all that is probably correct. I don't debate that.
His wrists aren't bent.
Hold on. Look at those photos.
He's doing spastic.
Look at those photos.
He's got to work on it, but he's doing
see
that.
How that. Of course you can. You're too intelligent to not see. I understand that.
He's doing spastic, terrified reporter and retarded reporter.
He's doing
a reporter is
bad impression
for denying his own reporting.
He's doing a bad impression of a reporter with a bent arm because he's annoyed at the guy. And he's not good at hiding his annoyance. So he's doing what Jim Norton would do. That's what I would do. No, I didn't know what I said. I get why you do that.
The guy doesn't talk like that.
No, he doesn't.
Not retarded.
No, he's not. But he was mocking him in an exaggeration.
He was mocking him in something he is not.
When you're mad at someone,
that's not an
you find that one thing.
Of course you do.
That's like the one thing.
I'm 100% with Jim.
You can mock anyone for being retarded.
And if he said Chris Christie, and then he put his arms out like a fat man and went, I don't know about the bridge. You'd say, oh my God, he's not mocking his way. Chris Christie doesn't talk like that. You can't find what's wrong with his impression and deny that he's doing it.
No, but there are no parallels.
There's a couple parallels. Look at that hand.
100%.
Look at that fucking hand.
He's doing spastic. He's not curling his.
Why would he get spastic?
Work on it.
When has he ever done spastic?
The guy was terrified.
When has he ever done spastic?
The guy was so terrified he was denying his own reporting.
He was imitating.
You really have worked long and hard on this explanation. Sometimes we do it.
No, I haven't. Why, you're very suggestible. You're like the Soviet dissident.
I see
the Nabokov brothers.
I'm very suggestible. I see a guy with his wrist bent, and I see another guy with his wrist bent.
So you don't see any of this correlation between the Trump impersonation?
You're
going to show me on the screen. Show me on the screen.
Hold on. Show
the wrist bent. He's doing spastic.
No, he's imitating the reporter.
That's a little bit the same
He's
arm.
imitating the guy being a little agitated and like,
he's absolutely
he does not move in
mocking. No, he doesn't. But Trump's annoyed, and he's doing this guy being exasperated, and he's mocking.
He's doing this guy being afraid and retarded.
And he's doing his hand being bent.
His hand is not bent, and I just went up to the screen to point out it's not bent.
Hold on. Let me point out. That hand is not bent?
No more than a normal, not like that, guys.
Hold on. Go back to the other.
Wait,
no. Hold on. You're right. I'm very suggestible. I think that maybe that hand, go back to where it just was. That hand is not bent?
That
hand is not bent?
You can't bend it anymore.
You can't. That's right. That's actually, he just won man with the bentest hand in town award.
Do it again, and I want one of those things.
Oh, you're right.
That's pretty good, Ann.
Oh, my God.
He's just imitating
I've never seen a benter hand in my life, and believe me, I should.
Put some turntables in front of him, so like he's mixing.
If that reporter was looking for his keys, he would do that same thing. Where's my keys?
No, it doesn't. You're doing the spastic. spastic thing. He doesn't move in spastic motions, and I want to get one of those things that measures the angle. It's what is that?
The fact that you think
that
that
is more
way,
of a 90 degree.
You're saying
that's more of a
your
75.
eyes deceive
No, but you can't. But if you have a normal hand, you can't go any further.
It is 100% an impression, and you know it is.
Look at. I'm sorry. It's 45 degrees to 180.
But you can't do it.
You're talking about degrees.
And you're doing it right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not much further.
You know
than
what
him,
he's doing.
I guess.
You can't even see Trump's wrist in the one you're pointing at. Can you give us a little more of that?
You know what he's doing. Everyone in this room knows exactly what he's doing.
You're pointing to something that is not in the photo to tell me that.
I think he's definitely imitating a dude. I think it could have been a better.
Hold on, right there.
It could have been better.
It's undoubtable that he's in doing an impression. It's literally. Hold on, let me take a photo.
The guy
of this.
isn't spastic.
No,
he's
good
not
point.
retarded.
But let's address the
he doesn't talk like that.
Hold on, go down a little bit to the top picture. I want that top one. Can you pull the top right? Top right.
Is this a guy thing?
Over there.
Because
it is a 100%. I literally, fucking Caliendo couldn't have done this guy better. That is an absolute.
That's how you're moving your hand spastically.
You think it's just a guy's thing? Because when you're pissed off at someone, you'll find that little thing, whether it's a speech impediment or whatever.
It's not.
And then you'll imitate that person if you're agitated.
That's not what he's doing here.
That's some dude.
He is 100% mocking that.
The guy is not retarded. He's not spastic.
No, he's not retarded or spastic. But we all know what Trump is doing.
It's like doing a blind guy with a limp. No, he knows how to do it. He makes fun of Rubio for looking 10, sweating too much, and having big ears. He's not doing that here. He knows
he's
how
bending
to
his wrist and moving around.
But let's just say if he was doing that. Is it a bad thing?
No, he deserved it.
Okay, but you know he was doing it. It's hard to admit that he was doing it. He was 100% doing it. So if I see like there's a Jewish guy, and a Jewish guy comes in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand over the nose like I got a big nose.
Yeah.
Who was it? And I go, oh, and I put my hand like a big nose. You know what I'm saying.
Okay, and if a Jewish guy comes in and I start doing a spastic retard, you know what I'm saying. Of course not.
No, but if that guy's standing here, if that guy
was standing in here and you go like this.
If that guy walks out of the room and you go, oh my God, guess who I was just talking to, and you do that, there's not a person who just saw him who wouldn't know you were doing it.
Wow, no, I just don't see it your way.
Of course, she knows. She's just, you got to
lawyer. She knows how.
He's not retarded. He's not spastic. Trump is doing retard spastic.
I don't even think the voice was that bad.
So why would you think that Trump would do retard spastic?
It was more agitated than
because the guy was lying about his own reporting.
Why would you think Trump would do retard spastic, but not in a moment of annoyance do an off-color momentary assassination joke?
It's shocking.
So why wouldn't he do an assassination joke? Okay.
It's shocking, this level of mendacity from the media, where the media, and I have several chapters on this, the media turning itself into the PR agency for Islam immediately after 9/11. What they are terrified of is that Muslims would somehow get their hands on a nuclear bomb, blow up New York, because that could lead to Islamophobia. That's our media. And they were so enraged by Trump pointing out that there were Muslims celebrating, and they were, and you know they were, here on Sirius Radio, among other places. I mean, you may laugh because it was the Howard Stern show, but it was the Howard Stern show the day after 9/11. It was a very somber report with their eyewitness reports. The Washington Post reported it. Various newscasters reported it. Giuliani confirmed it.
Giuliani.
Well, okay.
No, I'm just saying we went to the same school. That's why I like to give him a shout out. We went to Bishop Lockland Catholic school.
But all
we're wearing her out.
Meanwhile,
no, none of that has.
I do this every time I see it.
Meanwhile, can I just finish this?
Yes, but you're making a point I didn't make.
Well, this is the whole point. The media denies that what Trump said, that there were any Muslims. The Washington Post comes out and gives Trump 4 Pinocchios. Their, quote, fact checker says no Muslims celebrated 9/11. There are eyewitness reports all over. The weird thing about this is one of the eyewitness reports was in the Washington Post itself.
Yes, and they're liars. They're liars. They're liars.
And how does he respond to this enormous pressure from the mainstream media to deny facts in front of our eyes and facts that are important to a public debate? He denies his own reporting.
That's crazy.
That is why Trump is calling him a scared retard.
Sure. Again, all that I'm sure is correct.
But that you asked, why would he do a spastic retard? That's why he's doing spastic retard.
That was not the question. I didn't say why would he. I said
play back the tape.
What I said was
the question was why would he do
and
a
not
spastic
you
retard?
didn't let me. You're mentioning half the question. That's like you just said. Jim claimed 2 Jews walked into a bar, but then you never said that they own it.
And you did.
I said why would he do a spastic retard and not like why would you think he could do a spastic retard and then deny that he would have the lack of integrity to do a stupid off-color assassination joke?
Like, why would he do one about the other?
Do a stupid off-color assassination joke.
Yes, he did. In that moment, that was a very silly reference to it.
Off-color?
When he said that the Second Amendment,
was
people can take care of it.
absolutely a reference to
insane.
that. No, it's really not.
I think we've established how absurd.
No, we
that
haven't.
is.
It's 100%. I've watched him say both. And when I first clicked on the link, I thought this is just more nonsense. Because most things that they say are nonsense.
You could say, and I'm loath to even admit this much because I think it refers to the gun lobby's power. The worst you could say is that if Hillary is elected, she appoints her Supreme Court justice, they do overturn Heller, they do come for our guns, and what he's saying is when they come for the guns, the Second Amendment people don't give them up.
Wow, so he would give such a detailed explanation, the same guy that handled the reporter controversy by going, boy, he's a genius and he's a dope. No,
that's the worst you could say about, I mean, it's just this left-wing idea that anyone who supports guns...
No.
Still talking. Responds to anything they don't like by shooting people.
And you are still talking, but you're responding to something I'm not saying. I don't even disagree with you on that.
That's what they said about concealed carry in Florida, that when, there'll be traffic, there'll be road rage incidents, people will start shooting. This is part of this left-wing fiction that people who own guns respond, we get in a personal argument, a domestic fight, and shoot our wives. No, gun owners are very peaceful, so this is...
Florida is everything we fear, though. Florida is everything we fear.
It totally isn't. There hasn't been a single shooting like that.
I'm talking about pedophilia.
Yes, Florida. If there was any state it would happen in, it would be Florida, and it hasn't happened. That would be the worst you could say about what Trump was saying, that when they come for the guns of the gun owners, they're not going to, peaceably turn them over.
Yes, because he's a man who speaks in subtleties.
Is insane.
No, it's not, because that's why he said, well, you Second Amendment people could do something. We all, stop.
It's another example.
I don't think, but I think he meant it.
What they can do is assassinate Hillary so that what happens?
Well, yeah, but
doesn't make any sense.
So how come you're giving him that logical progression credit there?
You're the one who's reading something crazy into what he's saying, and I'm telling you, it doesn't even make sense.
It makes sense. I watched it. It makes 100% sense. Because I'm not so ideologically in favor of Trump that I'll deny what I see in front of me. I think a lot of times...
You're very suggestible.
No, I'm really not. I think a lot of times they fuck this guy, and I think the way he attacks the press...
Complete nonsense.
No, it's really not.
And y'all both voting for the same motherfucker, too. Ain't that
I don't
crazy?
know if I'm voting for him or not. He started to annoy me to a point, and I was a supporter of him.
The media couldn't kill his candidacy.
No, they can't kill his candidacy.
Yes, they could.
No, he's going to kill his candidacy.
No.
See, I didn't like the way he responded to that. I didn't like it. It had nothing to do with what the media told me. I watched him speak, and I didn't like what he said.
This is why I'm so glad he goes after the media. They have completely discredited themselves. We cannot get both sides fairly. We're supposed to be a democracy. We count on the media to tell us the truth. I mean, it really is. Democracy, as John Adams said, always commit suicide, and it looks like we're just going to commit suicide now.
But you just said that he did do a spastic retard. You said,
which is not what the reporter is.
But you're saying that the guy who's running for president, who in a moment of irritation does a spastic retard at a press conference or whatever he was at a speech, that guy. It's ridiculous to think that he made a snide remark about shooting Hillary. Again, I know he didn't mean it. I know he doesn't want anything to happen to her. I don't think he does. I don't think it's a threat.
It has nothing to do with assassination. It's crazy.
But it's not crazy that he would do a spastic retard.
No, you can say that's juvenile. By the way, it's last December. The fact that we are still talking about that, and
sure, why not? We're still talking about Benghazi, and we should be. We're still talking about things that happened a while ago.
We're not talking about
You mentioned Eisenhower. That happened a long time ago.
I'm not talking about him doing a spastic retard.
We got to get out of here.
I know we do.
It's so good though.
I know
Literally
this is
running out of time.
In Trump,
we trust.
Yes,
another great book by Ann Coulter.
Yes,
I will read this book, even though we definitely do not agree completely on Trump. As for now,
just stop watching the media.
The media has nothing to do with it. That's not what's influencing.
It's totally influencing me.
It's really not. I just don't agree with you.
No, it's totally influencing you. That is the most crazy interpretation. When they can,
I have not met one person.
You know, this is done to me so often. My whole career has been this. I will say one thing, and that's what I wrote my column about last week. Something I had said, I had the John Edwards joke at CPAC, which was a kick-ass joke.
Classic. That was classic.
Months later, I'm asked about it on, what ABC or whatever the morning show is with Chris Cuomo. And I said, about the time I was saying that, Bill Maher was saying, and he wasn't joking, that he wished Dick Cheney had been killed in a terrorist attack. So I've learned my lesson. If I say anything about John Edwards in the future, I'll just wish he had been killed in a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
So how did the media report that? Hundreds, like 300 articles on Nexus. It was leading every news show. Ann Coulter calls for John Edwards to be killed in a terrorist attack. You have to take people out of the media horror show for people to see what you really said. And I can't tell you how many times I've said something where the other one I wrote about last week was the alleged reference to Meghan's period. Well, that happened. That broke on a Saturday. I had a bunch of social engagements. I gave it to people to read. Look at exactly what Trump said. And by the way, he said the exact same thing about Chris Wallace, like 2 sentences later, blood coming out of his eyes. And
did he say other places too, or just the eyes?
He didn't say other places.
What did he say?
He said blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was totally unfair to me.
Out of her wherever.
Right.
Did he say that about the other guy?
And everyone...
That's a period joke.
Of course it is.
Everyone knows.
No, it absolutely is not. Everyone I read it to, not only... And one was an Obama voter, actor, union organizer. Everyone said, oh, come on, they are not saying this. And within a few weeks, one of the ones who was most angry about claiming it was a reference to her period suddenly believed it was her period. This is how suggestible people are.
I watch it, and then a lot of times I don't agree with them, but there's been a couple times he said things.
Do you not agree? Name one time the media has said, this is what he meant, and you said, no, that's not what he meant.
I think they mischaracterized when he said that the Mexicans, they made it look like they said all the Mexicans were rapists.
Right.
And he wasn't saying that. He was saying you're not sending your best. I thought they mischaracterized his opening when he was announcing his candidacy. I thought they mischaracterized it.
And I think that's one of the problems Trump has, is that a lot of people have to say, no, what he meant. You get that a lot on TV, know what he meant.
No, I think the problem is the media saying what he meant, and it's not what he meant.
No, here's what the problem with Trump is. And this is part of defending Trump. Part of defending Trump has been he comes from a world where he has not been forced to tie things into a little package that's neat with a bow on it, like politicians are good at.
Yeah.
So he does say a lot of shit that none of them would say because his training is not what their training is. He hasn't come from that place where you need votes, where you have to phrase it, where no one's upset. He's used to coming into a boardroom and being the boss.
Right.
So he says a lot of things.
But also saying what he means and saying something, as opposed to the BS-y stuff we get from them about people are frustrated and the economy has changed and we need to bring jobs. No, he says what he's going to do. He doesn't waste time on all and in the 21st century.
Let me see what he said about the period. Let's just find that one line.
You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever, but she was, in my opinion...
That's period.
Because he was also talking about her being cranky and angry. Yeah, so I guess that contextually wouldn't be a period joke either. He's talking about her mood and blood coming out of her eyes, and then her wherever. He follows it up with her wherever.
I think he was aware, too, because he slowed down a beat, because he was like,
where else could it be?
Whatever. Like,
blood coming out of her nose, blood coming out of her ears.
All right, because that's common.
All the time.
I've never heard that.
I hear it all the time.
Blood coming out of her ears?
There was an awareness there, because he slowed himself down going, oh, wait, I better clean this up a little bit. Because then he quickly went...
He was not,
wherever.
No one thinks. Look, what makes girls cranky during their time of the month isn't the fact that there's blood. It's hormones. Nobody refers to the period as blood.
The blood's got to be annoying.
I've never heard you be so literal.
That's the easiest part of it.
You would say nobody refers to period as. You'd say something about her hormones.
Cramps
no,
are the worst part.
No guy would. No guy doing a cranky period joke would go, well, technically it's the PMS.
Oh, no.
Every guy makes fun of the period.
Say hormones or mood changes. You wouldn't say blood. It's not the blood.
Guys would, because we don't know.
She's cranky. She's bleeding.
She's
of course
ragging.
you would.
Yeah,
she's ragging.
Guys always talked about ragging.
Of course they do.
Right. You don't talk about blood.
We're not
what do you think ragging is? That's blood.
You
Ragging
don't
is
talk
blood.
about blood.
Ragging is blood. Yes,
but
we do.
You don't say blood.
Right, and we don't think the blood is the problem.
When you're talking about it, blood coming out of her ears, blood coming out of her nose, blood coming out of his eyes.
What was the old joke we used to do? If something bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die, you shouldn't trust it or something like that. We always had those blood jokes. We got to go for real.
Yes, we do.
What?
Andrew comes out tomorrow.
Like you got everything in, though, right?
Oh, my God,
feel
yes.
like, okay.
You think she's not used to spirited debates?
It's the first time for it, Coulter. We can go back to talking about Uber cars for a minute. Keep everyone all nice.
No, and Trump, we trust. That's the book, though.
We love Ann Coulter, certainly.
It's good conversation, man. It's good time.
Yeah, and Trump, we trust your 12th book. You got
we went
11,
to almost 11 today.
You got 11 of these on the New York Times bestseller. This will be on there as well. Of course it will. And you can get it starting tomorrow, right?
Yes.
How much book money are you making?
Not enough for what I go through.
God damn, you're making some good book money.
She doesn't even have an office, just writes in her bed.
Amazing.
One bestseller after another from her bed.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't have mentioned that.
That's great.
That's amazing.
What the fuck are we doing?
I blew off another interview. I had another interview to plug my gigs.
Really?
Tonight. Yes. This was
thank
fun.
you for staying.
This was awesome.
All right, listen, we got to go. Any other plugs in? You good?
No, that's it.
Okay. Sherrod, A&E,
yeah, Black and White
coming
check
back.
out, yes, and check out Race Wars Wednesday. We have Ashley Blazer Biden.
Nice.
And the next Wednesday is me, right?
Yeah, and the following Wednesday is you.
Yay!
I'll be in Buffalo this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then don't forget I'm shooting a new special October the 7th. Tickets are now on sale. Go to jimnorton.com. It's the Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C., where I shot Monster Rain. So I'm really, really psyched.
Great. All right, with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.